against the Mongols 2-0, they won against Astralis 2-0, and not everybody saw those games, fair enough. But for those of us who did watch, we actually saw they had a really good system going over there. They're looking like they're going to be the next Polish team up and coming. And honestly, it's funny because before that game started, Jacob was the talk of who might carry them in those matches, but it ended up not being him. It was like Prism and some of the other guys. But still, he's the big brand value, I'd say, that has come over, and I think is really promising.
Yes,
actually,
sir.
I had to be quietly impressed by the pickup.
Brokey's gonna get first blood here on Overpass, and Nut fast trade right back. Frozen peels away, but it's not gonna be a chase up to the bathrooms. Was looking like a stellar chance to just slice through B and put a test to Jacob early. He'll be picking up that anchor spot on the B side of Overpass by the looks of things. And Kerrigan doing a really good job of hiding his cards in terms of what this new FaZe clan's going to look like. I want to say shout out Freya for actually asking the hard questions in that interview as well. She kind of put him to the fire, didn't let off.
Yeah.
And
one of my favorite things is just asking Freya the hard questions herself because she can't answer them. But when she does it, it's even better.
She's good at it.
Yeah.
Yeah. She skates by. As has TMB through Fountain with no contact. Sound Q won't cost him, as we do see FaZe peeling back into the depths of both A and B. 2-2 split.
Might have been a sneaky sound cue. He's hoping somebody outside of bathrooms could hear, but there won't be any kind of fake just yet. Now this push, I mean, this could make a big difference because it is a real one-on-one situation happening. Okay, Rain's not going to push through. But with the split defense, eyes are on Jacob now.
Rain gets his duel, and he picks it up, but he loses his teammates. So Rain, with the last couple bullets, not going to get the third kill, draws them into Monster. He at least posts his 2. We keep the numbers even at 10 seconds. No utilities, no kits out here on the field, just pressure out of Kerrigan. Frozen falls out of the heaven, and they strike in that moment. We've got ECSTATIC on the board out the gate, folks.
Yeah, and a lot of people are going to be watching this game for the FaZe edition of Jacob. Of course, naturally, one of the biggest brands in Counter-Strike and in gaming, period. But over on the other side, you've got a team that's been grinding and a team that's trying to carry the torch for Denmark in a way that it's, you know, Astralis are still right there, but at the same time, it's not like any team in Denmark is really winning anything right now. And so I think that's a huge opportunity for a squad like ECSTATIC. I personally been trying to look out to see who's going to be the Monty of this year.
Right.
You know, every single sort of cycle, we will see a team that grinds online and they start turning heads. Well, could it be ECSTATIC is my question.
Yeah, because Mongols went ahead and took it a step further than the Monties of the past. So who's up next? And we've seen ECSTATIC kind of break through in 2 different moments. I would say, obviously, the Copenhagen Major was huge for them to get as far as they did. Changes slowed that roster down.
Yeah,
it's the same organization, but then you mentioned Bucharest.
And now they only have TMB from that lineup.
Yeah. USPs come through, and it's going to be a kill inside of the short side. TMB tested. All's good. And Nut to close out. On the B bomb site, they will find nothing else.
It also bothers me how they can do the interview before and go, you know, we just haven't produced that many good talents lately. And, like, they still have so many players to pick from. You know, I feel like if the only reason we don't hear about that with Canada is because there's no players to give those interviews even. So, it's just...
Hey, man.
There are still lots of Danish players out here.
Hext had a good day today.
Yeah, he did.
The one and only.
Yeah.
The Danish pool, it's a deep one.
Yeah.
But Rain's chances looking shallow as we get the Christu clear of the site. And from pistol to a 4-player surviving conversion, that is exactly what you're looking for. T-side overpass as the challengers.
Oh, and also, I don't know if they talked about this on the desk or if I should even bring this up, but didn't Dupree pick TMB as a bold prediction one year?
Oh, did he?
Let me see. It was him or Magisk or one of the other guys that is Danish on Earth.
Cast a wide net there, Mohan. First gun test for ECSTATIC to try and pass. And it's going to be Brokey with the op immediately floating around this A half of the map. Rain playing this position as the B support. Classic, just like the cave role of Ancient, I feel like. Constantly pestering with wall bangs, with the potential pressure of the short push.
Yes.
Yes,
TMB got 3 from Dupree, Magic's down.
Wow.
In 2020.
Damn, great find.
So, well, he's 6-0 now.
5 years later.
5 years later. First good map ever. Right here, live before your eyes.
He's gone through evolutions as a player as well.
Yeah.
You know, now trying to lead the charge. Rain eating utility here as Jacob allocated to the half wall, holds on. But so far out of this map, we really haven't had FaZe Clan kind of testing ECSTATIC's setups, so afforded to get this close to the bomb site, 5 players strong.
You're right, they're not doing much. Sometimes it's good to not do too much in these last couple. You know, it's hard. I think it's right now you've got ECSTATIC wondering why. There's no double pushes, no big flanks coming in. They're trying to watch everything and be careful. They're still execing with a good amount of time.
Oh, but it's Kerrigan in as that utility flies. Monster push goes well. It's the only thing that bodes well here for ECSTATIC, and that means bomb's still back where Kerrigan got those kills in short. There's no real time to go grab it and come back, so kills would be huge. Frozen's got full health, the other 2 low, and Lele just needs to make sure he doesn't die after time now. Oh, you think that peak's coming out, but
no, it's not.
Brokey won't lose the op. M4 for the upgrade, and Lele hangs on, and this one just kind of fizzles out off of a perfectly timed push into short from Kerrigan to deny that bomb's entry.
Like what we saw right there is the CTs didn't have too many bits of utility to use to stop this exec from coming in, but what they did have was 1 extra rotation. So I think as they did try to push off a short, pushed out a monster, what it showed to ECSTATIC was no part of the map was searched, but they got called out for execing really late, where they can't do that 2 rounds in a row without FaZe having something planned.
Right.
They weren't about to sit there the entire time. So I think immediately ECSTATIC need to see that and go, oh, they're countering our style of play now. We can't actually do that again.
And Lele sees this as an invite, and he finds his duel. Playing a dangerous game, getting into short that quickly, but some early tempo looks good for ECSTATIC.
Early tempo. Stuff like this helps, at least, for sure, because now you can go back to what worked for you before, which was leaving everybody alone until 25 seconds and then going. And you know the CTs are going to come in after you.
Kerrigan looking for some action, but we get ECSTATIC peeling away as Frozen also makes a move forward here. There's some weak pieces like this Deagle out on the field, but he doesn't kill TMB. He'll kill the players in front.
Perfect composure.
Not to mention the damage done to TMB. A back turn from Anlalele, and so 5v4. ECSTATIC go up in flames. Frozen aggressive from long for the 3-piece to put FaZe Clan back on the board, barring the Nut clutch.
I think he has spotted Frozen, or at least his teammates saw it, so what do you think? There you go. 45 health left over. Bomb can get picked up.
And time.
Half a marathon to get over towards the A site.
It's no Iron Man.
Jump on Pimp's back to get there.
He's going to hear him drop in. Brokey missed chance. Still time to win this round. You think Kerrigan's got him with the smoke down in front. He needs to know he's arriving and jumping through a smoke blind. He won't take that chance. Nut knows better. And the headshot. Kerrigan, I'm hoping that was before time expired, because it was in the final seconds.
Yeah.
At least I'm hoping for Nut's sake.
Yeah. Otherwise, that might have been 2 nuts in a different way.
We have to address the TMB pregame interview and his Danish pronunciation of Nut.
Nut.
So we're going down the Pingu route now.
Yeah. I don't know how many people in the world have grown up with that show at this point, but we have.
It's
so
hit the masses.
We can talk about it. Nut.
Nut. Or something like that.
Yeah.
God. How did we get here?
Started with 2 nuts on the desk. Like there are 2 nuts. Nutty guys. No one did that.
How quickly things change with pistols back in hand. Game tied. You play Overpass as a map pick, you better be ready for the challenge that is the attack. It's great with a pistol, but money dries up.
How about that Frozen guy last round?
Ooh-wee.
I mean, he knew that he was going to get hunted down after he missed his, first spray. Didn't run.
Also, perfect disengage from the playground players, right? Like you're saying, he knows he's going to get chased, so he keeps just enough bullets to go not just for the one kill, but the second as well.
Yeah.
And that was a really nice, like, separated but still two-pronged re-aggression from FaZe at a man disadvantage. We saw Kerrigan push into short water with an assist, Frozen doing it on his own, and doing it that much better. And throughout all the, trials and struggles of FaZe Clan with Elige, Frozen, and even before Elige, Frozen is just being that pillar to keep this team in top 10.
Yeah, I mean, no, he's a stats demon, consistent across all maps, really solid play. I think he just keeps getting better every year, even though he's had his highest ranking a year or two ago. Yeah, a lot more to show, I think, still from Frozen. Feels like forever young, that guy.
Whoa! Okay.
Yo, nut.
And Overpass. You get that pistol kill, you bombard this A site with high hopes that you could just get the bomb plant. But Frozen and Kerrigan on the scene with a rifle apiece, and they just make mulch of the attempt there from ECSTATIC.
I like the veto, at least from this perspective of ECSTATIC. You're not coming into a game like this, and they're going standard and then winning. Take a risk. See what happens.
All right, playing for a bit more control out of the spawns now, our FaZe. Getting Rain out here with a smoke ahead of Anlolele. But he's going to play around it. There's two rifles on that line. Flashbang almost blinds everybody. Look at this push here from Rain.
Yeah, this is really smart.
And he's going to find TMB with grenades, or never mind. Great presence of mind. And then Brain splattered. Oh no, a disconnect here from Frozen makes this a 2v5. Even worse. Jacob, time to shine, brother. It's a 1v5. 4 players outside of this bomb site.
Did he disc after? Because
yes.
Only 3 kills.
Yes. He disconnected after the first 2 kills on the other half of the map. Oof. And now they know where the last player is with A control because Frozen's gone. And so Bomb, it's going to rotate upwards. This is going to be the tough pill to swallow for FaZe Clan.
This could have been just like a really genius moment from Anlolele here because he took that fast step out through the smoke on short, then they flashed.
Yeah.
That was the perfect way to make sure no one's playing anti because it feels like he's already committed outside. So I love the tactic. When he didn't see anybody, he seemed really suspicious about that.
Sure.
And it felt like, yeah, he's probably not going to clear Rain. How could you expect him to go through this? But since nobody took an engagement with him at short, he was so sure about the setup. It feels like they really were prepared to find somebody, whether it was out and short or a very unlikely play like pushing back through the smoke. And I don't think it's totally unlucky the way that Rain died right there. That was just good scouting, it looked like. Yeah, that happens sometimes. Oh, so the first one comes out. The flash actually just comes out really late. I was like, man. I thought that they did that just to make sure that it was like a good bait.
Sure.
Or something.
This is going to put an unfortunate dampening to the FaZe Clan economy. Brokey sitting on $2,600, Frozen on $1,600. Is enough for 3 buys across the board, 5K or plus for the majority of FaZe. But what a gut punch that one is. You've let them back into the T side, and we know every round is worth so much on the T side of Overpass at the moment.
Especially ones that come with momentum. Like, especially with how guarded that they've been playing too, it's kind of, I think, a nightmare to think, how do we pull this eco off if we have to? So far, it feels like ECSTATIC, they were counterable because they took their time and then came in late with execs and played it pretty simple up until that point. We're playing too risky, but they are going to need some kind of idea. Otherwise, FaZe are going to be in a terrible spot. Here is the buy. 3 M4s and a 5.7 and an MP9 for FaZe.
That wallbang's so inviting for Chris2, but it's Rain with a different angle. So protected from the op rebound. But Brokey, different story. Him and the 5.7, making the most of the close range weapons, the limitations FaZe face in round 7. Get him in con, try to get him ripping, but you're gonna hear 2 players burning on this fallback. Sierra on the chase. They just get away, but they're met by further fire, so a ton of utility damage done, considering these players are just trying to run for their lives.
Tactics are looking so good, to be honest, but...
Oh, what?
Oh, no.
Okay.
Oh, well, at least no one died, but so much damage had been dealt there. That was just so awkward. What just happened?
I see stops in the all chat. I don't know when they came in. I wasn't watching.
Yeah, okay.
So we'll wait and see. But, hey, man, nice nades.
I loved it.
Yeah.
Honestly, that was kind of good to see. I feel like that was those really promising how everything they've done so far actually has been, they're really crossing their T's.
Well, to be honest, I think there's already a parallel here between this game and the M80 match versus Vitality at the start of the day, because one of the most, impressive things that M80 brought to the table in a huge, upswing at a big opponent was their utility usage on Overpass was phenomenal.
Yeah.
So I think what we're seeing is a lot of these, again, classic underdog teams putting in all the effort they can on a difficult map like Overpass that has just entered the pool, and you can quite clearly see ECSTATIC's reps.
Yeah, it's again, we're looking for the team that'd be the perfect way to spoil the debut, and it's always an unlikely opponent. I mean, this could be the one for sure. But I love how drilled they look. You'll never see 2-3 tactics in a row that will be exact like that by FaZe. They just won't do that. They'll maybe have a good one, but where they really shine is where they can get creative and do something that you just haven't seen them try versus anyone else, but it's going to work today because they know how you're playing.
FaZe Clan play an artistic style of Counter-Strike.
Artistic, I think that's the right word.
Some teams use math and logic.
Yeah.
Other teams just paint.
Maybe that was the problem, that Alicia's more of a math guy.
He's more of a math guy. He's definitely a math guy. Yeah. Anybody who's measuring their mouse pads and desk heights, that's a math guy.
And FaZe are like Art Attack.
Yeah.
To use another French show.
Chuck it on the canvas and, you know what? Use your hands. Get in there.
Yeah, roll around in the mud a little bit.
I bet Rain loves to finger paint.
I can totally... No, he probably doesn't.
With his child?
Yeah, okay.
Children.
True.
It's that like Norwegian Viking soldier in him. It's like the face paint, the war paint.
Yeah.
It taps back into that as he's doing...
Children, you have to indoctrinate.
Yeah, exactly. As he does paint by numbers with his fingers nowadays.
Yeah.
I
can see that.
Modern man down bad.
Yeah. I wonder if it triggers Vu that his name is Jacob.
You mean Vu who calls heroic heroic?
Heroic. But just because he hates corn.
That is true. That is a fact, after all. Oddly enough. Quite passionate about things like that. I thought, you know, one-man desk earlier today. We're a man down at BLAST at the moment. And Jacob, another Jacob, Pimp Finicky, really stepped up today. He really stepped up today.
Yes.
You know, and
all kinds of Danes coming through today.
You know, I'm fond of the analysts that we work with, but until you're a caster, you're not an equal.
Right.
I mean, you're not a... But today, Jacob put in the work.
I think the Iron Man kind of puts him a little ahead.
That's fair. As much as I hate to admit it. Hugo Byron had a panic attack today because he had to spend a day without Harry.
Ooh, okay, yeah.
It's like, you know, when they separate conjoined twins?
Yeah.
Usually one of them dies.
Mm-hmm.
I always thought it would be Hugo.
Yeah.
You know? But he trucked on today. What a guy.
And nobody's dying, right?
No.
Okay, we're all good.
I mean, not that I know of, and if they are,
yeah.
Man, I'm going to regret saying that.
Yeah, that would suck.
Yeah.
I mean, not to make it about us.
Nope, but I'd hate to be me.
Yeah. I think everyone's fine.
Zaiwu looked better. He was supposedly also down with the sickness, Mohan.
Mm-hmm.
It happens after all. Time on the road, airports. That's why we started playing online tournaments, for the health of the competitors.
Yeah. It is a lot of, you're meeting a lot more people than you would in any other... Travel more than F1 drivers, so that'll get you to introduce yourself to new...
True.
Bacteria.
They also, you know, we don't have private jets yet.
There you go.
We're working on that. We'll get there. Rumor has it that's actually in Freya's new contract. She's really pushing the bar.
Nice. Would that be Jacob as a child right there?
No, that's all the FaZe Clan fans watching on as we get to see a new debut.
Awesome.
Shout out Frozen one time, first player I've ever seen with a terrarium on his desk. That's always cool. Closed ecosystems like that and whatnot.
What's a terrarium?
It's like dirt and grass and plants that grows in an enclosed... It's just its own little ecosystem, sealed.
Nice. Could you have like a snow one or no?
No, I mean, unless you kept it outdoors in the very cold.
Yeah. I mean,
or in a freezer.
Put in a fridge. Could you have a fridge?
I mean, what would you just put in there? Snow?
Penguins. Duh.
Pete is calling. No, but you can put like bugs in there. But I think people who keep bugs as pets are a little bit weird.
There was a guy on...
That's just my opinion.
There was a guy on Twitch. Who had like... That's a very rare reference. Who had a... I think it was shrimp. He had a big tank of shrimp.
Okay.
And it was like 24/7 prawns.
Whoa!
And you could just watch them.
24/7, all you can eat.
Yeah, you just watch them. Just multiply.
That's
24 hours a day.
Yeah.
It looked crowded, man. It looked like a Subway in Japan in there.
You ever considered getting your own ant farm?
No.
Picture that, an ant farm from the side.
I have seen them. They're cool.
Like a slice, yeah.
Yeah.
Kind of watch...
Never thought about it, though. Too much responsibility.
You know, if this tech pause goes a lot longer, I'll tell you why I think that ants are next up on the planet. When humans' time comes to an end. You know, the same way that marsupials replaced the dinosaurs.
Okay. Ants,
you know, right now we're the dinosaurs, and in X billion years, it's going to be ants up next.
Does that mean that they can build things?
They already do.
Yeah, that's true. Actually, that's true. But
yeah, man.
An ant can't go to space.
Doesn't need to. It's got everything it needs right here.
Eventually, it'll run out of stuff, too.
And also, Mice during the age of the dinosaurs couldn't go to space, but look what they turned into, Mohan. Interplanetary traveling species like us.
Mice?
Oh, that's the original mammal. As we are. In the long chain of evolutions.
It was mice and then chimpanzees and then you?
Well, somewhere out there we had an Australopithecus afarensis.
Okay.
And then the Homo erectus.
Same.
And, you know, a Neanderthal or two. They're still roaming out there. I've met a couple in public. Work with a few, actually.
Okay. So it's as the last round. It is as the last round began.
Okay. We know what happened last time. Connector utility to counter FaZe Clan. This time, nobody behind that Molotov. It's a different starting move from FaZe.
Wow. That is quite an angle here inside of blue. Christu being a little pervert through this door, trying to catch someone pushing off a short.
Show me something. But nobody is taking the bait at B. It's locked in Rain and Jacob again. But this counter flash position from Brokey, interesting use of the MP9. Again, not inside connector at the start of the round.
Now they're going to get hunted. So there's a problem. The problem here for ECSTATIC, they didn't actually take the long control. So they cleared out top bathrooms, but now they kind of just created an ace in the hole here for FaZe, which is kind of nuts considering, again, the money that's available. So the rotation from Kerrigan will come downstairs. The flank from outside of bathrooms will come in. These T's are almost certainly just going to die in the back. Oh, if those nades killed someone, that would have helped.
Jacob on the half wall, Rain in the pit. Brokey about to strike, starts to run. And a Rain double before the flank even hits its mark. Ooh, that is fantastic if you're FaZe Clan. Total sweep of the ECSTATIC attack.
Yeah, and that was a massive chance for ECSTATIC considering the amount of dollars left over. But what the fact that they came up with that play to counter ECSTATIC here is perfect. They had a timing that was sort of uncounterable. What needed to happen there from ECSTATIC, they were so close to actually just winning the entire round by turning the corner on long control, but they have been very passive about their map control. They are just trying to clear out the bare minimum, then wait, and then exec.
Nade pressure coming down on short side. Nut looks to take connector control early. Again, playing behind these smokes, but getting opening positions. Certainly worth something, slotting into the corner there, and Lalele. Bomb to be scooped up at the bottom of the ladder right now, and you can see it moving its way towards Monsters. So I feel like we're going to get ECSTATIC shifting back into this B site ahead of time. Again, don't give yourself time to get flanked as per last round, and maybe this B site crumbles. Still 3 defenders here. Nades in hand, they get past that cross, and Jacob goes down with nothing. Rain, single kill. A MAC-10 double entry into the Chris2 third frag. That is ECSTATIC moving faster. A bit emphatic on the approach, and it's going to put this back to a tied game at 4.
Yeah, it was definitely a little awkward there from Jacob. He was the only person who could have stopped that in its tracks if he, mowed down 2 people, peeked on the right side of the pillar. But he wasn't playing open to it. He had a teammate on the back of the site who, to be fair to him, could have been spotting short as well and missed it. But once they wrapped all the way around and continued with their flashes, well, they had already overtaken the site in a way FaZe are not ready for. So just like that, actually, ECSTATIC come back with an answer. Not what I expected after seeing the last round.
But good on them to change up the pace.
I'm not sure. Yeah, I just want to see the setup again because it's not complimentary. Like, I'm looking at Jacob and I think, well, yeah, of course you can eat the flash from there. You can't be holding short. There's a teammate behind him, right?
Yeah, throwing a flash to the left. You saw it sail by him.
Oh, okay. Okay. That would have been a huge gap in the hold right there.
Yeah, it feels like ECSTATIC just hit that great timing on the release of the utility as the weapons are being pulled out again. You know, you said earlier that like you're never going to see FaZe kind of do the same thing twice. I want to say ECSTATIC just changing up the tempo at the very least is keeping this fresh as well.
That's good.
FaZe having a hard time of pinning them down in what should be this difficult T side. We're going to get aggressive this round with Brokey on long. Gifted an opening chance. Elsewhere, we've got the answer, and Jacob will trade out the B frag, but that op kill opened the door for Frozen to push through playground. He's going to drop the bomb and get responded back on by NutNut. 3v2 for FaZe Clan, and the pressure still all over the map as Kerrigan goes hunting.
You know, it's 2v3.
Spotted.
Oh, I was going to say it's recoverable, but Jacob, nice find. 2 up now. NutNut on the 1-on-3 hunts. Let's see if he can actually give himself winning chances. 1 kill early, and maybe there's hope. Shot miss from Brokey.
Activates Kerrigan surely in a second. NutNut hyper focused on the opper and dodging the flashes for Kerrigan's arrival. It's a freebie. 5-4 FaZe Clan.
Okay, so yeah, it's a good round in response. I think it's not the way that FaZe wanted to go. Even though they do win this round, they're probably happy about it. It's still a T side where it's 4 rounds out of the last 9 or whatever.
So the economy waivers here in round 10.
See if we can get another cool idea out of ECSTATIC, because they really found the sore spot last round on low guns.
Head of those smokes on the fallback. T's gonna hear this. See how ready
looking
Brokey
a little
is.
messy right now. And if Brokey's not careful, yeah, he can't walk back out a divider. They're doing this Furia crawl out through bathrooms. They will go unnoticed. Brokey looks a little suspicious, however. Oh, I think that was 2 spotted.
Yep. If
Wait,
not
wait,
even
surely it
3.
was.
Yeah,
Okay,
he knows. He's on high alert, knows that he is in a dangerous position. He hits that shot onto Sierra, and as they pressure in, Brokey fighting every step of the way. Nearly had more in the tank. Kerrigan's chance to clean up, but the op has been offered over to NutNut, falls back to the half wall, and not everybody's going to escape alive here. NutNut on 20. Christu pushes back through, Kerrigan in between the T's, and Frozen applies a good amount of pressure. No scopes go both directions. FaZe Clan only go 1, and that is forward, leading now by 2 rounds over ECSTATIC.
Well, I appreciate how suspicious the FaZe players were in that spot at the top of bathrooms, because I don't think they got a visual. It looked like the call was going to be very strong again here for ECSTATIC, but there was something wrong when they didn't see a lot of utility coming. FaZe looked really well prepared. So do ECSTATIC, I think, with the reads in this game so far. And we'll get a first crack at a timeout here, because I think FaZe are also still trying to look for momentum at all in this game. They're only up 2 rounds, but ECSTATIC keep answering back.
Keep doing just enough, right? Sprinkle in a T round here and there. Keep you on your toes with the tempo change at B. There's a fun game going on right now in the minds of TMB and Kerrigan, but Brokey's showing us some fireworks on this one.
Looked like he got the collat as well in that no
Yeah,
scope.
NutNut was low. I wasn't sure what it was from and all
Down to
that
1
chaos. Yeah. Armstrong, my goat. Deep util here for Brokey as we see the money hit the ground for ECSTATIC. So, gonna be coming in round 12 with something. Brokey, time for a highlight reel again. Hits the leg shot. These should be easy frags, and Rain's nade finishes off the front runner. Inside of the bathrooms, Brokey will hold the line. And a P250 will bode well as Frozen from sight cleans house.
All right. Put on a show here.
He's gonna have to somehow harness the power of Mike Ulele and Lalele.
Yeah, all the Lele's. It's got to be the one.
I wouldn't call this one a Lele up, though.
Yeah.
It's just a jump spot from sight. Ooh,
Not bad.
goes
Good
for
start.
the shoulder. And Frozen down. Bomb fake flash. Classic. Front sight player in Rain. Ooh, that could have been a second kill. Coulda, shoulda, woulda.
Oh,
tries to
Having a
fall
reload
back,
sucks.
flops his head on the light post, comes in for a second chance, and that's where Rain's going to end him. So laugh it off. It was pistols to push through bathrooms, and Brokey really took the momentum out of that rush.
Yeah, that was just, I mean, there was nothing coming into this round for ECSTATIC. They had to come up with a really random and quick strat
from
to put
B.
some pressure. Oh, nice.
Yeah, when Frozen started getting the kills from sight, I was like, where did Rain go? But of course, he starts B, chucks the nade over top. Just enough support. 15 damage,
That's
enough
wicked.
to get the kill. The buy that ECSTATIC saved for, now in play. Frozen peels back quick from bathrooms. He'll go for the jump spot instead. This is a round where Brokey is not a feature at A out of the gate. To take over control of short, perhaps. Good investment, body-wise, for FaZe Clan.
ECSTATIC have been doing a really good job short side and outside of bathrooms, in the middle of the map, I think, on the extremities, however. This is where I think FaZe are getting some value back. Even when they've exec up short, you know, Rain's caused problems for them, pushing out their one-guy monster.
Nice. Felt like Nutnut was pre-aiming that before the door swing.
Wow.
He swings wide, nails the headshot. They get damage onto Jacob at B, and Sierra wins the kill over on long A.
Yo.
Double nade.
I love that. I mean, they just believed in the fact that they hit somebody the first time. Jacob tried to play this spot as soon as they double naded it, triple naded it, excuse me, the round prior. And now this is basically a wash. They've got Kerrigan spotted, low on HP. How do you want to win, ECSTATIC?
Kerrigan's gonna fight tooth and nail for this one, but we've got 3 players coming at Brokey. It's a position whereby he can cut them down one by one, but he's gotta hit every shot, and he could do it if not for Sierra pressing that barrel right against his head. Kerrigan, 40 health, 1v2, met by smoke on the approach, barrels through into the Optimus player, but one man makes the difference, and one round could do the same. An excellent 5-round T-side for ECSTATIC as they try to spoil FaZe Clan's debut. Well, FaZe Clan came to play today, but I don't know if they anticipated this much of a challenge. It was tough to pin ECSTATIC down because they did things so differently round to round.
It's true. I think that half is one that's worth watching back if you're looking for a new Danish team to be a part of, or you just wanted to see what's interesting about this new FaZe debut. We saw a lot of stuff. I think Jacob was throwing a lot of tests. I think he passed some of them. Some of them, it did look a little awkward, or the chemistry and the setups wasn't that great, but it's hard to say whose fault exactly that was. A lot more to be said about this game as it plays on. T-side on overpass, that can be some of the hardest CS that you play these days. So it'll be a real good example of what FaZe can do right now.
It's no surprise that there's bodies coming, eh? Could always redirect, of course. Minute 25, plenty of time, open connector, etc. And no utility invested yet, despite Kerrigan having the smoke flash. Well, we'll see what they want to do with it. Slow burn by the looks of things now that they've been spotted. Slow burn until the sudden swing that could have been for Sierra. Definitely had chances to hit a shot. Instead, 5v3 for FaZe. If they wait for the flank, they're about to find it, you'd think.
Broky's turning. There are these small timings.
Good flash.
Yeah, the bomb comes A, though.
Smoke's a bit deep. Won't be too hard for Nut to challenge through. But it's covered by Rain. Crosshair on the money. And the next man up towards Dumpster, already down to a measly 8 points of health. So Rain here with the jumping block, of course, as you do. And unfortunately for Andlele, doesn't actually end up finding anybody in bathrooms. But Rain's gonna come stomping in, looking for another frag. One for the road. Oof.
Not too bad.
Reda's answer, no kit on the site. That could have changed things. He's gonna tap it to try to pressure it. There is still 10 seconds, but Kerrigan's so far away, and the bomb is planted for bathrooms. If he had a kit, he maybe could try to cause more panic, but still, he frazzled him for a second.
I got kills. I mean, the kills, it's definitely something. A few extra dollars actually does matter sometimes. But it's really the start of this T attack that makes the biggest difference. You know, catching that long push halfway up is one of the most unflattering ways that you can go. I think if you're on the CT trying to defend, you know how important that run could be if you're ecstatic. But I'll also say it could potentially be optional if you're just so solid right now on this CT side. The map may take a little longer, but you can certainly still believe in the comeback.
Gone pretty heavy on this M4. Sarah, the only one with a real rifle. There's a question as to whether Rain full clears. He will, and still falls. Easy swap out. But playing with his nades. Sierra not expecting this fast chase from Brokey, who gives him a chance to win the duel.
Little awkward.
He looked kind of scared about it all.
Yeah, that little awkward. Actually, I can't remember what team it was, but I've seen a roster not play in blue at all on CT side for an entire half, and it looked fine, which is very not typical considering how much control the map it gives you, even having a player there alone. But right now, I've got 3 supporting pistols, 10 damage on that 5-7 spam. T's gonna make it the long way back around to Monster. And we're getting into the later hours of this round, so well, maybe if the CTs want to come stack, there's a chance for them. One good shot here from the scout changes things.
But the first one misses. Flash is good. Teammate Dink makes it weird. The 5-7 could thrive as he puts his head back down. Chris2 gets back into it with the scout. Nut serving up a good distraction. Chris2, though, no multi-frag. It's the Kerrigan climb up for 2. And a Desert Eagle between ECSTATIC and their 6th round, trying to dive the bomb. Not going to stop it from getting planted. 7 shots in the fresh mag versus 2 rifles, and it's too much to ask of it. Right there with that Chris2 scout kill, the 5-7 popped up, had a chance at more than just one. But that's a huge ask of an ECSTATIC that's under pressure from the execute.
It had all the ingredients, just didn't seem like it was the right day. But map control's looking good for FaZe. they moved along. I mean, it came down to the final seconds. Well, and he's in the air, Kerrigan, jumping up. Also, that flick is just so sharp. Like, it's robotic. Love that from Finn. So a 4-round lead. TMG comes in with 1 HE to work with.
It's actually a great map for Kerrigan. He is, I mean, never FaZe Clan's hardest hitter, but particularly rough 3 months at the moment, averaging a 0.83 rating through the onboarding of a Liege.
That'll be what the honeymoon is, right? It'll be just like individual form coming up to... I feel like they want to support the new player coming in, you know, just as much as possible.
Well, especially
prove
when
that they can do it again.
Yeah,
you know?
Especially when in this case, it's not a new player that is a Liege who has, you know, won as much as he has in the past.
You're not hiring someone to come carry you this time.
No. You're bringing somebody with much less experience into a whole new world, and a world that has massive expectations.
Yeah. I do flat out think that even though I haven't seen any of the moves, that this could just work out better because it was just very clearly this little awkward in the server when we would watch them try to figure out their roles and everything. And if you bring him Jacob and he's 1-for-1 on T side to a Liege, that's fine. On CT side, and he's gonna be able to take the backseat in a lot more positions. Just makes more sense because he's so new.
He's also in no position to tell FaZe how to play a game of Counter-Strike. So you're going to be able to shape him and mold him. And if he really has that kind of a potential, I mean...
There's always going to be someone who want to take that spot, too. You know, if you leave something open, it's going to make Frozen happy. It's going to make Rain happy. There will be someone to take that space.
And if you're making space and therefore comfort for guys like Frozen and Rain, well, you should be picking up some solid placings at events.
Yeah.
Another USP kill, 2 frags for Anlalele off the default pistol, but not much to stand on there if you're ECSTATIC. So we have gotten to that point in the game where despite FaZe Clan letting ECSTATIC get a few T rounds here and there, we hit 10-5 on the scoreboard, momentum on the T side. Sure, there are gun rounds to still get through, but if ECSTATIC don't put one up now, they're not giving themselves a real chance to win this map.
Yeah, no, this just becomes insurmountable if they're not careful. It's going to have to be you, Christu. 3 kills on this map, unfortunately.
Ouch.
And a big responsibility with this op. And I say big because it's overpass. There is no CT side overpass where your op doesn't have massive impact on your comeback. Show me the map. I don't even need to see the numbers. Nice find.
Sneaky stuff from Sierra, just diving out through connector, leaving A vacant for the time being. That's why we get this long A speed up, a real classic.
Now here's Christu alone.
You said it's got to be him.
Yeah, okay, he gets the vision. Bomb spotted. T's want to speed up because they've lost space.
Flashes himself onto the angle. Now he's got the freedom to hold this and call for support. All in support, in fact.
Why is he aiming so low there, actually?
He's looking for little men. But there's some big guys on FaZe Clan.
He's that new guy, Jacob. He must be short.
Not the case. Gets by the line. Sierra, I like that this is the same player that aggressed through connector into short, now back up to the A rotate, pushing through bathrooms. This man is on a marathon, and the timing is great. If he doesn't mess up the shot, and no chance he's gonna mess that up. Succulent kills coming out of Sierra. Finger licking good on the flank. 4 frags to his name. We needed an individual moment here for ECSTATIC in an early gun round, and he gets his ace.
Wow.
All 5 as he gets into the action, back to the spawn, and right back where he started.
I mean, that ace is the one that sends FaZe back to A, back to B, follows behind them like he's hurting them around the map. It's actually wonderful. What a play. What a moment there for Sierra. In such a big game as well.
2 sitting ducks.
It's not just a anchor spray down on a sight hold. It's a good mix of cerebral, good mix of confident, excellent timing.
And a very active round. From pushing through the smoking connector at the start in constant motion to get right back to it, and here we go again. Same place as he caught that 3K. Pistols ahead of him this time. ECSTATIC given a real chance to start a CT half off the back of this ace. And that kind of ace is just going to unlock something in you. He's got a little freedom and a very important position as well. And just remember, this is like 1 or 2 rounds after we see him kind of panic after being found in the corner earlier. He's operating with very little support and operating with no real challenge. Not in this one anyways, with Glocks out on the field. Looking for his 8th kill in 2 rounds. And he'll be bolstered by the op support behind him.
Oh, it's been a while since we've seen a double ace.
Back to back, it is on the menu, folks. Frozen's gonna step into the B site. That is 9 kills for Sierra over 2 rounds of play.
That's massive. And you can see he's the right guy for the job to play such an info-getting position here on overpass. So an excellent start to what could be a comeback here for ECSTATIC.
This man has just rocketed up the scoreboard. You earn the eco frags once you get the ace in a gun round. And he's lapping it up. Response here for FaZe Clan, guns back in hand, opt for Brokey even. But 3-round gap on a CT side of overpass, your map pick with how well we saw their machine running on the attack, the utility, everything was healthy for ECSTATIC. Let's see if they can follow through in the upset. A lot of damage for TMB. Wallbang versus Rain. What do you expect? Nut from Barrels, singular frag, and the instant fallback here from Frozen. And Lele's locked in. He's got a chance to catch it, but it's Frozen to slip back towards spawn.
So nice for the T's to find these early duels on this map. It just adds more time to your clock to actually wander around, take the map control slowly. So I love the push equally here from Lele. He's going to be on the hunt
for a long time.
On the hunt for a long time. CT's on A, don't have to move now. They know eventually this round comes back to them. If Lele takes too long, he has to worry about them coming back downstairs. That's the one gap that he's got to tell his team they have to be aware of. And it looks like he's just going to miss them barely outside of bathrooms. Going for a very, very long flank now.
Sierra in the corner.
And now he'll speed up, surely.
Fully ready. Oh, but both players from site get a kill. And then the flank hits the perfect timing. Couldn't have ultimately asked for a better result if you are ECSTATIC in that
just
moment.
Beautiful. I mean, he has to run the flank a little bit, but he does it at the perfect moment. The fact is there are 3 CTs left, and they all got great fights at the exact same time versus FaZe. That shouldn't have been possible considering the map control.
Honestly, also, if they end up, FaZe Clan that is, moving through bathrooms, which they could have, no resistance until the Opper on site. Suddenly that flank and the player hard committed to the long corner, they're not getting these kills. They're not into that action.
Yeah.
But FaZe decide to go 3 players strong out long and walk right into the ECSTATIC trap.
That is the kind of bravery that's going to get you this map.
Ooh, we got a game.
Yeah, big time.
3 Deagles on the field for FaZe. And Rain right back to his shenanigans. Sierra here's the stomps. He's gonna let him by. Oh, good flashes for the bomb carrier. He feels the need to jump on it. Oof, and he'll take that Deagle to the head, but Lele on the cleanup. ECSTATIC folks are 1 round away from tying this at 10-all with a CT side advantage.
They can probably taste the close already, so here is a really good situation. You've got your most important CT player in Sierra getting an ace and then 4 kills in the next round, controlling the map really well. And Lele's shown that he's not afraid of FaZe. Very fast, full flanks coming in. I think FaZe have done the exact same thing well when it comes to quickly flanking or taking back space that isn't there. That's how they punished ECSTATIC on their T side. So FaZe, they've got to be hyper vigilant to make sure that that doesn't keep happening, because every time you see a situation like that, someone goes around a short in through spawn, and the T's aren't going to come back. It's overpass. You can't just come back and check everything constantly. You have to make full-time commitments to pull up these T rounds. And if those go unpunished, that's round over every time. I love the heavy lean here. You're trusting a player who's just in perfect form to be by himself inside of bathrooms. Top bathrooms offers a lot of utility. Got shadows on both ends. You have, with a rifle, great angles to fight with. If the time goes down long enough and they don't test you, suddenly he turns into that flank machine that he did that won you that round prior. And if FaZe are going to walk back away from this and assume that ECSTATIC are scared of them, they're going to be wrong.
Sura still floating between both halves of bathrooms. TMB now slotting into the CT side of Bath as well.
He's going to start coming forward now into bathroom because look at the clock, 40 seconds.
As they turn.
Yeah.
Oh, you painted a beautiful picture, and Sierra gonna paint the walls of connector.
And now they
Jacob.
only have one choice, and it's not a good one.
Not at all. Christu's op. On a nasty angle, he's got the cover of Pillar in front of him. Misses the shot, though. That could be the open door, because Broky's gonna best him heads up. You've got a lot of bodies here. And Lele beckons him in. Nut serving up the distraction, finally goes down, and TMB on the scene in time. 7 seconds, Broky denied. Sierra gets in, and we've got this game tied at 10.
Yeah, well, they could have afforded an op shot getting missed there. No molly on the barrels. Christu hard drops for a second when he has that position because maybe there's a way now FaZe can win. But again, they had a lot of rotations coming in with that first kill outside of bathrooms. This scares the hell out of FaZe that now we have to go. We can't come back up the stairs. Jacob's probably frustrated that he got caught off guard, but to be honest, like, they didn't actually scout the map very comprehensively. They kind of just pretended to hold for pushes outside of A.
Sierra finds the timing while the player's still on the angle. And honestly, you know, Jacob's on the angle ready for the fight, but...
You look at this game, man. ECSTATIC, we see the 3 timeouts. When we look back at that first half, there's no reason to call a timeout because they kept coming back into unlikely situations, picking up a T round here or there.
Sure.
They probably felt fine. They ended with 5 in total. Then FaZe only keep a lead because they won the pistol. So far, there hasn't been that much pressure. Things have been going pretty well for ECSTATIC in the first half. And now the CT side, it probably feels exceptional. And the Lele's here at 21 and 13. Sierra's on 23 and 11.
So you've got that duo of firepower now on either half of the map. It doesn't feel like there's any weak point for FaZe Clan to sort of press themselves into. And all the while, the setups at each of these rounds are just putting ECSTATIC in comfortable positions. They're never guessing. It feels like they've got the picture of the round in mind and then the follow through with plays like this. Sierra keeps that spray going, chews through 2 of these armored pistols. And while Kerrigan's down to half health, they may take some distance closer to the A site, but it has already brought TMB up from the other half. And still some utility to work with if you're ECSTATIC to slow this down. We hit a minute, but the AK has been grabbed by Kerrigan. And if not him, there's still Frozen and Broky to try to go hero mode. And we know FaZe Clan have heroes in their ranks. That's the whole soul of FaZe. And so Kerrigan, with even less health now, continues to try to press. Op shot between the feet, opens the door for the bomb plant. Wall bang on the dice, doesn't connect. And so we go post plant for FaZe Clan.
Don't drop this one, ECSTATIC.
It's a long flank, soon to be realized by Lele. Kerrigan pressing the AK in, has now lost the rifle. Despite good damage, Christu stands the test. From the bottom of the scoreboard, he gets a critical kill with man advantage, but 2 deags in the hands of FaZe, folks. And that damage from Kerrigan now nets them another slow burn from Lele. He's got him pinned into the corner. He makes noise, and they're going to clear them out with kits across the board. ECSTATIC still find 11.
Yeah, no problem at all. They'll pick that up and take the lead.
High pressure situation off of a low buy from FaZe. That is Kerrigan stepping up, trying his absolute damnedest.
Christu saved the day. It feels like the kind of game where Christu misses that kind of shot right now because he's just like not on point inside a bank. If Kerrigan got that off, when you mentioned hero, wasn't supposed to be Kerrigan today, but it is. Still might not be enough.
It never is with FaZe.
Yeah.
Many teams have been in this same place as ECSTATIC and failed to close.
Hasn't been able to show us T-side input, output so far.
But we're starting to get into that scary place where now FaZe Clan are going to get wild. Christu, again, haven't had to mention him too much, and now he's starting to find his moments.
Here, just, you know, a kill here and there at this point, and they'll be in a solid spot.
He's late to the party, but they're there now, about to celebrate. A 12th round win is a sigh of relief. A 13th, a celebration. And a static defense, ecstatic, sit in sight. Kerrigan's already slipped out through Monster. They're gonna try to just bounce off the flash. And the Lele offers up the distraction. Nobody looking towards barrels just yet. Nut. Oh! Double kill and a ton of damage as well for Brokey to have to deal with. It's that same three-piece defense repeat.
Okay, Nut, man. Yo, their barrels guy has been an issue for FaZe this entire half. And I thought they weren't making this comeback without their op. I mean, Christu has gotten 2 kills now. They've been so important, but in this last series of string of CT rounds, he hasn't really been a huge factor. It's been a lot of other players coming in, buying him time. Oh, that's a picturesque hold there for Nut. Last kill from the Flames. And a chance to get 13 right here and now.
And aggressive out of the gate into connector, but also the double push on long. This isn't ECSTATIC sitting back like last round and allowing for a hit to come their way. They are looking to end this. Making moves may be costly in round 23. 4v5 queued up. And Christu, who's been finding late form into the bathrooms, gets blasted by Kerrigan. Now it's a massive ask.
They don't think he's here at all.
And Lele slides in,
oh!
And a double kill brings us right back to even ground. Not to mention still that long player, TMB.
Wait, they're holding it though.
He's gonna push through. He's gotten by, and he gets both headshots. From the bottom of the board, a triple kill in front of him, a little too much to ask. It is a Rain clutch or an ECSTATIC upset here in map 1 to spoil Jacob's debut. Rain's got to show us what FaZe are made of. What we've seen so many times before, and at the moment, it is CT's split.
Yeah, and there is actually a chance for Rain to pull this off. He's not the guy you see very often in late round situations. And the Lele's got his eyes peeled. Will he be covering the corner of this smoke? Doesn't see him.
He got out.
Going around the outside. He comes in and he gets it.
That's it, right there. And the Lele tripled from sight. 9-round streak out of ECSTATIC. And FaZe Clan only 1 bomb plant in the midst of it all.
A flying start for ECSTATIC on their choice of overpass and on a mission to humble one of the greatest.
That impact from Jacob. We had a decent CT side, but FaZe don't look ready yet. That's what we saw on the first map. Maybe caught off guard by overpass. In general, there's, you know, this is the very first game for them, and ECSTATIC I think they, no, I don't want to say overperformed. They just very much impressed. What you're looking for, the players to not be scared in the first place. Game plan was solid, aim was there. I don't have questions for them. Lots for FaZe.
Missed shots on long to start. Sierra is right back where he was on overpass with the 1 tap onto Kerrigan. And so they're just gonna try to truck along. And Lele back into cover in a 5v3 with smoke in front. Rain just slams that Glock into the head of Lele. Sierra on the scene. Distance between him and the last 2 Ts. Teammate down beneath in Nut takes the swing, and they just feed themselves to FaZe.
Hey, that works out. They were looking for a reload, maybe ammo to come down low, for the Ts to get uncomfortable, to go for those early fights. I like it as opposed to letting them come up to the site and then fighting from CT spawn and back default. I can maybe feel like you're giving up too much power to the other team, but it didn't work. I was FaZe very, very careful about this. And very aware of every push that was coming out. Maybe that first one was a bridge too far. They absolutely clobbered FaZe without even a CT pistol back on overpass. Don't think that's going to be the case this time on Dust 2.
The old pistol totem. But nobody's gonna come knocking from FaZe towards long. Not yet. No, again, I do think that there is still that parallel between the Vitality M80 game earlier with this one, just kind of hitting FaZe while they're down and fresh and trying to make this debut happen on a map like Overpass where clearly your players are prepared. It's a good way to start the series for ECSTATIC. But let's see if Kerrigan lets the troops off the leash, if this T-side calls for it. Right now, no resistance out middle, smoke up for the CT cross. And despite ECSTATIC's best efforts to move that stack into the right angle, still nobody comes knocking.
If clearly and carefully turned over every unturned stone.
Excuse me. 2 USP kills is 2 USP kills too many. Galil from above. Nade with the CT's names on it, but even that nade's not massive damage. And Broky's still confident to be USPing off. This
2v2,
is 3
baby.
vanilla pistol frags coming out of ECSTATIC versus a fully healthed Kerrigan and Broky.
Well, good thing now there's absolutely no possible chance that they can win this.
Scary, though.
Yeah.
It's not the cost you're looking for. When so much of that round was so, as you said, meticulous and safe,
Yeah.
to then ultimately still just lose majority of your players to USPs.
Yeah. That's a very successful USP round.
You take
And
those.
luckily for FaZe, that's all it is. Oh, and actually,
Or more. Ready for the
read that
swing.
well too.
Oh no, not all 5. No way you lose all 5.
Ooh.
Bomb's gonna kill TMB, so Kerrigan the sole survivor. That
Damn.
is USPs for 485 damage.
With a little help from a bomb. Beautiful stuff out of ECSTATIC. And here it is. They're just sitting here over top of the smoke versus,
That sucks.
versus the mid B. Yeah. They just, I think they threw it while they were walking out instead of their lineup smoke. So
Oh, that's a second round to be proud of when you know you invested nothing. Now full M4s, full grenades, and you've got a Galil and a Tech 9 for Kerrigan and Broky. Certainly not ideal. Could make up for it by just steamrolling this B site, but that's gonna bank on Nut and Lalele going down with nothing. 4 players strong for FaZe Clan. Right at that tunnel entrance, utility soars over, fire thrown down. Not firing in anticipation with a double kill, but no teammate to hold. And the reload not allowed to get off. So Broky takes position in sight.
Sure.
TMB flashed forward, Frozen eats it, back turn though. And so we're gonna go evened out. That's all the utility that ECSTATIC had to work with, and Broky finds his in from the window, Sierra into the 1v2. Equals it out, 1v1, and as Frozen repositions, Sierra seems to have gotten wind of this. Now he considers the smoke, lets his guard down, beheaded by Frozen for the 3-0 FaZe start.
I think they mollied Carr. He just forgot about it. So his teammate had that covered, actually pulled him out of that spot.
He ran into the smoke off the Molotov from Carr.
Yeah, but so sure about that. Instead of the thought that he could be anywhere else.
Nice tap.
Good couple of entries. Solidly played here for FaZe overall. The hold is pretty amazing from Nut. You know, the milliseconds that he has to see someone, he takes advantage of those.
Frozen is here. 10-1, 4 rounds into play. All right. Now we're gaming.
Fro.
Fro real. And Broky sees it as an invitation to get his. Speaking of invites, through the smoke goes Sierra. The only kill this time that FaZe Clan have to face is by way of Desert Eagle.
Like, yeah, we can play T-side.
Just not on Overpass.
Yeah, maybe that map was just a bit too challenging to start with,
Well,
which makes it a great veto for ECSTATIC.
I mean, Desk touched on it, right? Maybe looking a bit too complicated out of the gate. Wanted something a little more simplified. Where better to get simple than the old dusty roads?
Jay Cobblestone.
Okay.
So that, you know, with all the bold predictions for TMB, it kind of makes him the Zwei of Denmark.
5 years ago, though.
Yes.
But you got something going, as did TMB, but peeks in. Fallback's not coming for free, buddy. This is FaZe Clan, hot to the trot, quick to the chase. Rain on the flank already. Ooh, but nice shot from Nutnut's gonna keep this one alive, because you've got long control to work with if you're ecstatic. But it could just force you into a save now. This game is very quickly getting taken over by FaZe. 5 rounds straight. Well then. At this point, you're just trying to still stay in tuned with your individual level from Overpass. All the rounds are being racked up by FaZe, but can't afford Zero to disappear. And the old Kerrigan op. Kerrigan 3K on this one.
He's still frying.
Just takes that A site by storm.
They look way more opened up and like everything's just a lot easier. So maybe they were just way more caught off guard by Overpass in general than it looked. I mean, they did have a lead for a long time, even back on that map, but after that 9-round streak, it felt like they had never won a round before. So good to see that they still feel fresh. Most of that game, Ecstatic didn't even have to use a timeout at all. Been a very fun team to watch so far, Ecstatic.
It's just nice to see the teams that have qualified through the different Blast London qualifiers actually take a swing at their opposition. M80's coming through the Americas, Ecstatic, the EU. Everybody inspired by the Mongols to make waves nowadays. Early damage isn't going to make the scout abilities of Anlalele any easier. He'll give Christu all the nades and get the hell out of there. CT's doing a good job of keeping themselves shrouded. There's a certain uncertainty that FaZe Clan are dealing with at 55 seconds. And that M4 still awaits them over towards the B site. It's dropped its smoke grenade. So Christu sitting on a flash, that's all. And everybody now cut off. Again, a bad nade though, bro.
Okay.
He'll make up for it. Nice shot at the very least. Christu, time to shine. Lineup was there for the taking, but it's only Nutnut in the kill feed here to the favor of Ecstatic. And so B-site overwhelmed, FaZe Clan post plants, and if Kerrigan dies, things could still get weird. But he's locking in some stellar mid-control, and they're figuring out where the remnants of Ecstatic are at.
There's an argument for, in certain spots like that, where you're going low profile on the exec or you're already out mid, like they tried last time of, no, as long as people know that you're going to challenge inside the smoke, that suddenly not overdoing it and covering everything entirely actually can help, because it can no longer be naded open. For example, if they do nade it open, that means that someone's exposed totally the entire time while they try to do that. There won't be any flash through the smoke. Someone has to be running through. If it's open, then some of those problems are, so maybe they're experimenting with that, but it was obviously a pretty big gap there left by Jacob. But it looked like he had the situation handled.
Yeah, all's good. Doing it for his own entertainment.
Up 6-0 in a FaZe jersey, never lost a round before.
But also in a you know, debut game where you're trying to prove your ability to play with the likes of FaZe, don't get too experimental.
Yeah, and I get it though. You know, put on FaZe jersey, you just want to start pushing everything. Start fighting everyone. It turns into a fight club everywhere.
Take a peek and nobody home. Static looking to work the extremity here. They hear that, Frozen. Happy to just peel back for a second. Nice. Little chip damage for the frag. We know there was more. J-Raz showed us the cache, and there's still more and more frag grenades to come. Here's another one. And on top of that, 2 more still to be thrown by Ramp. Keep them coming, because its body's confirmed, and Zira just gonna lay it down. Meanwhile, we get this mid walkout from Frozen, and it's 4v3 for ECSTATIC, gunning for their first round win of the second map at 20 seconds. FaZe still no clean route to a bomb site. That flash, though, finds its home, as does the 2 headshots from both of the players going into the A split. So the moment ECSTATIC think they finally have legs to stand on here on Dust 2, it's a kick that sweeps their legs out from beneath them, and a 7-round streak out of FaZe.
Yeah, that was an excellent moment here for FaZe where they look comfortable, and they worked the entire map with 3 guys. Everyone did their part. We watched that clock go down, but someone like Rain, so experienced, didn't care that entire time. He was happy to hold off for the opportune moment to peek around long control to take that car player out, who's hoping that the cat player swing, who's hoping that it's actually a mid B so he can move out of that spot. And all that pressure that was built up by a trio that have played together for some time, really flexing their experience and comfort in that extremely unnerving situation. A nice try for ECSTATIC between the utility and the players that they had in place, but yeah, they got pushed to their limit right there.
Just trying to straight up win the round by way of utility damage. Trying to find a solution here to this onslaught of round wins out of FaZe, but Rain just blindsides the car player. Which, 2 sets of eyes on A site towards Catwalk. You're giving Rain the runway, and Baroki's gonna put that up on the long corner, finds his blind. TMB getting bullied as they peel a player off the B plat. Rain now looking for the entry, supported by Frozen. Pressure out through mid doors. Oh man, ECSTATIC are just getting pulled apart in all directions from 4 separate members of FaZe. Now this is a rebuttal to a map loss on Overpass.
Yeah, just maps, round streaks back and forth here as FaZe look like they cannot lose this map. 8-0 now on T side. Rifled, followed by half by, followed by force down, followed by rifle. Doesn't matter. 2 ops come through here for ECSTATIC. They've got to stop the bleeding somehow.
Long has done well for FaZe. It will so again. Brokey given 2 players to challenge at the B site, kills 1 instantly. We get no trade back.
One thing is I would love to have Jacob be a part of all this, but it feels like it's mostly everyone else, and he's just doing fine. It's just here.
You know, back on Overpass, they were trying to like slot him in and get complicated. It shouldn't, but Rain is, oh boy. Rain?
Wait. Wow.
Oh, they are, oh, they're just melting them.
Oh boy.
You know, this is kind of like back on Overpass, Kerrigan's trying to teach Jacob, trying to implement, you're trying to include the new guy, you know? It's the new kid in town.
Give him like a fake job.
Your mom tells you gotta make the neighbor kid feel welcome, and then, well, he cost you the game. Not actually, but it just didn't get going on Overpass. Now they're giving him a lesson in what it is to play on FaZe Clan.
Yeah. Flow state clan, you know, that's sort of what, when they're at their best, how you could describe them.
How come FaZe Clan have 4 stars on their jersey now above their logo?
Well, you already heard the joke, right? Vu's joke.
No, I didn't.
It's every major final Kerrigan's been in.
That's messed up.
Yeah.
As he taps it. Oh, that's what the...
I don't know what that what those. It was just the New Jersey or whatever, but no idea, to be honest.
It's 4 stars and Jacob.
Oh, that's okay. That's the joke. I got you.
Oh, how? No,
Oh,
no!
not the auto sniper. Wait,
Welcome to FaZe Clan.
Yeah. When's the last Rain auto sniper kill?
How dare you, dude? This, honestly...
Oh, come on!
This is FaZe at its best. This is what we all want every event. Is it too much to ask for? I mean, you don't want to be ecstatic on the receiving end, but what is this, man? 10 rounds straight. Kerrigan on the headshots, auto snipers, no scopes.
Frozen's 15-1.
Oh my God.
Rain has an auto sniper. Rain has an auto sniper.
You are a sick and twisted man. And we love you.
This no scope. Okay, what's really just happened? Have we just witnessed what a great veto looks like? You make a team that's playing this well actually look like they can't do anything on the first map. Damn.
I think the Nest kind of nailed it. You know, it feels like FaZe were a little held back by the complications of a T-side on overpass, and T-side overpass is complicated. So they tried to play a textbook, but I mean, we're playing. You said it, flow state. There's auto snipers. There's no scopes. There's a total disregard for ecstatic's ability here on Dust 2.
Yeah.
You know,
zero rounds here. Christu's also not on the board yet this game.
And, oof. Maui Snake said it, right? In the head-to-head, if I'm Brokey, I do not fear Christu at all, and we haven't had a massive head-to-head duel between them, but Christu is still down there, the depths of the scoreboard, back-to-back maps, and so there's no op ability to slow down FaZe Clan right now. And Lelele looks like a shell of himself from map 1. Oh, Rain is just tapping them away. Jesus Christ, throw in the white towel.
And Jacob's just here, 4-4. Just hanging out. Actually, a chance to go. Never mind. Okay, there he is. Jacob takes 2 on this round. 11-0. Call it a 13-0, Connor. I know you want to.
I am not saying it because I ruin it every time. I got a 0-11 for you.
Christu, we gave him some credit at the end of last game. He got like 6 kills, a few of them important, but when you add up the 2 maps now, it's not looking too hot.
Yeah, he was genuinely a part of like those key late CT rounds that shut down the game. But Nutnut's into the spirit of it all. We're going auto shotty Nutnut, a fake auto sniper because nobody actually is holding on to it. We're playing with all the Jedi mind tricks.
I feel like this is the official gun of Nutnuts.
Man. Beating FaZe on overpass just to get 13-0'd?
That's literally what's happening right now.
It's what we are witnessing, in fact, unless. And Lelele catching him off guard. It's a good flash to keep players up, but it's not going to keep them out. So control of the B bomb site taken over. It is a hell of a desperate situation. They're going to go for the boost outside of the window for the arrival.
Haircut.
Just trying to give Jacob a chance to play a game, as he has witnessed murder all around him in these last few rounds. Frag to expose the player in the window, but ecstatic can't jump on it just yet. They'll see cars clear. That's an invite for the retake. Frozen up on the doorway. And so FaZe Clan do indeed deny ecstatic a single CT round, folks. 12-0. We'll see it for the pistol and then for map 3. Welcome back, folks, for the second pistol of Map 2 between FaZe and ECSTATIC. What was feeling like an upset only a map ago has now felt like a total domination, Launders. Tell me why.
Total domination.
ECSTATIC, do they have a chance?
No, I wouldn't have said 13-0 unless it was going to happen. We're beyond the pale right now.
Here we are.
So
you beat FaZe Clan on any map, you're asking for trouble. And trouble is what they brought to the table with auto snipers, no scopes, and Kerrigan one-taps. The 12-0 T-side. FaZe Clan looking frisky. And it may be frozen to stop it all, but we're going to get a little pause here from ECSTATIC because you know damn well they are playing for, at the very least, one round win.
maybe at most.
Nobody wants to be the guys that get 13-0'd, but TMB puts the smoke down. 4 versus 5. Brokey aggression off of the catwalk denied. It's going to be Kerrigan in the back of the site to try to do it. Players coming at him. They've got the entries they need. Bomb in tow, but Frozen back at it. Sierra out through the window. Separate duels. Come on, buddy. For the respect. It's done. 13-0 at the hands of FaZe Clan. Now that is an honor.
Things you hate to see if you're a Danish Counter-Strike fan is that. Maui, can you take anything away from a 0-13?
So, obviously people have seen my height next to Vu.
I think 13-0s don't actually matter when it comes to the outcome of an entire series. But we've seen it before. This wouldn't be the first time. I think it can be a hit to the confidence. It can be kind of embarrassing. It can also be something that you don't worry about because you're ecstatic. You've been grinding a lot of series all year. There's going to be some outliers. FaZe are a great team to lose to in a 13-0 fashion, and you still have Inferno to look forward to. It's not like they're playing Dust 2 again. So I really don't know if this will affect them too much. It'll more just be a funny thing that, you know, people are going to be talking about afterwards.
I mean, if you can beat them in a best-of-3 while getting 13-0'd, that just makes it all the better.
There you go.
And Lele on Banana versus 2 in a moment. Yeah, nice aggression there. Kerrigan setting it up from the bomb site, swings his 2 soldiers forward, and it's FaZe 5v4, but Beretta's here.
Yeah, Beretta's in a really good spot. Brokey on the Christmas tree setup here. That's when they pop out and he says, "Merry Christmas."
Okay. Ho, ho, ho.
Who's going to move the boat and the logs?
They both push in, though. 2 apartments players into the split. Again, this is one of those moments where FaZe Clan are just trailing behind ECSTATIC. There was a lot of these moments on the CT side of Overpass, even.
To be fair, they're both doing it. I don't know. They're so ready for each other's
Just a bunch of creepy crawlers.
T-sides. All right, I mean, this is like a boa constrictor around a mouse at this point. Oh, but Rain's got hit the back. Are they going to run it down?
They know they've been flanked, so they're just going to try to charge on in. Jacob, singular frag, frozen off CT. It's ugly, but it is a great distraction. Kerrigan comes out from the depths of his corner cave, and so majority alive here for FaZe Clan because they weren't afraid.
They weren't afraid. I think that was a moment where they saw Rain on the flank and they should have actually turned it around.
I agree, especially with the gush.
Yeah, they got the gush. Rain would be able to have to run away, but he might not even be able to defend against that. And I think they had a kind of a sunk cost fallacy where the utility was down. And for the IGL, it's like, well, maybe they haven't rotated over early, but if Rain is showing himself, they're already very much moved into the idea that you're hitting B. Exactly. So, force down here for ECSTATIC.
That's 14 rounds straight for FaZe Clan after losing 9 in a row on Overpass. We can do that, right? Carry the streak from the second map?
Yeah, you can.
Okay.
I like that.
Sold. Again with the
I'll
apartment.
take any excuse to make things seem bad.
It's true. I'm a twisted web weaver. Rain trying to set them up to fall into his web. Does exactly that. Famas on the wall.
Wow.
And a great Tech 9 shot. Ooh, but Brokey's pushed in, and he better come up big. He drops the bomb at the very least. He knows a player jumped past him. It's opened a door for Frozen to come and join him, but this is the critical duel, and Lalele is going to pick it up.
Now the bomb's going to get planted. Frozen might have a chance to catch him coming back. Oh, spotted for a second, but now...
They announced themselves with the smoke as well, so 2 players to come up short side. Brokey, really leaves a lot to be desired there, and from the top rope, so many players standing on top of so many different objects this round.
High up, get as high as you can.
Get over those smokes, find vision, and in this case, find the force buy win. 14 rounds in a row is all FaZe get. Instant answer from the CT side.
Dupree was asking for a bit more from Brokey, which I think is fair considering, you know, coming back onto the team means now you've got to like triple your stats to justify it, especially when, you know, there's maybe other options or something like that. But I don't really see Brokey getting better than he was back in 2022 or anything and still being serviceable on this team. Like, I don't see how you could expect that, especially post-major, post-big wins, many years already played. Like, it's not going to happen. But if he does get back to his 1.10, I think that's just what FaZe are looking for, essentially. And then the other changes will be, well, everybody else that's here.
Especially because it's a 1.10 with a ton of clutch factor.
Yeah.
And that, you know, special...
Maybe 3.0 will help him out even
There we
more.
go. That's what we need. You know, that's what I really want to see Brokey bring to the table, which even back on Overpass, when he's like in bathrooms under pressure from multiple people, getting the no-scopes, the one-shots, it's like...
There's something special
you
about
see
the way
the flash of it, you know? There's that spark still in him.
He does create some rounds that...
But he needs them more often, and he's got to follow through with more than leg shots at times.
Yes. And no bad misses at all.
Force buy back the other direction with a, what was, 5 versus 3 to ECSTATIC. A lot of pressure to be sent at this B site versus what is a measly 5-7, and it's going to go down with nothing. So spam through smoke could have been the way back in for FaZe. Instead, ECSTATIC convert, unlike what FaZe couldn't. And so here we go, 4 alive. You're taking M4s off of the corpses of the FaZe players. This is not the start to map 3 that FaZe were looking for off the back of the Dust 2 stomp.
Not quite. And I also wondered, you know, okay, so I'm like, in my head, 13-0, whatever, it's Dust 2. ECSTATIC, don't have to think about it. They're up a map as well, so they get, you know, to map 3, that's already an honor. They're playing against FaZe Clan. But then, come on to Inferno. I mean, right now, ECSTATIC look good on the hard map of Overpass. Inferno's also going to be difficult when it comes to utility. Jacob is here. He might have had more fun on Dust 2. Is that going to be a problem now?
He had more fun, but he didn't have immensely more impact.
No.
He was just, you know, watching his teammates have fun all around. It's like the Squidward meme, you know, he's watching through the window.
Yeah. Everyone else is fragging.
Rain is buying auto snipers with 15 kills or so. And there's still, again, a T side waiting for Jacob on the other half of this map. And that is where we're still waiting to kind of see his implementation. Because you're replacing Elige, who statistically, despite any discomfort that may have been in the system, he's there. And he was delivering. And those are huge shoes to fill if you are Jacob. But let's see what Frozen will do with the solo M4. Burned into the action at 40 health. He is desperate to get anything going. And instead, he just offers the best gun back over. It's right here for TMB to pick up as he continues to chew through this B defense. There is no mercy being shown by ECSTATIC at the moment. Blood in the water as the way they pounce that B site.
I mean, FaZe getting a 13-0 and then losing the series would be the most possible, like, FaZe result that they could have. So we know that much.
No, we'd still need an overtime.
Yeah, okay. It goes overtime and then
they lose.
Then we'll see. Okay. Once it goes overtime, I am gonna hold out hope.
Sure.
But
that's where they make their money.
Yeah, right.
That's why there are FaZe Clan fans. I feel like most people don't cheer for FaZe, they just cheer for their overtimes.
Yeah.
I mean,
they cheer for blood.
That's Counter-Strike at its purest form.
Blood sport.
It's the kind of Counter-Strike Heisenberg would be cooking up. Get you itching for another 5 years of FaZe. Third time's the charm.
2 whiffs that round.
Quick pause here as CT's sort out their money and Jacob.
No, that's why this is why we took the pause here.
Don't drop it again.
Get that all sorted out. It's in such a place that you could just, you know, what, like you clear something on the left and you just smack it. It looks so close to his mouse.
All right, FaZe, we're all waiting for the answer because you're gonna need one on this CT side.
Get 13-0, goes to overtime. Jacob carries, and then they lose. There's the most FaZe possible outcome.
Versus a Christu who bottom frags all 3 maps.
Christu totals 11 frags in 3 maps.
Nice double peek, but Brokey is quick on the trigger and
just, like,
quick on the fallback.
Galloped
Yeah,
out of
did,
that. He just... Oh.
It's a hop and a skip out of dodge. Flash for the peek off Jacob.
Oh, awkward!
Oh, God,
He
they
hit the wall behind him.
jumbly bumbled on one another, or it was Brokey behind him, I think. Brokey trying to pass behind Jacob with the op.
Oh.
I think.
Yeah, because he's low too now. Awkward. Round's not over, but it could be close if ECSTATIC play their cards right. Jacob is left over towards the B site. He's low on HP anyways. Lots of pressure and stress on Rain and Kerrigan here to lockdown A.
Man, one of them's going to have to go big because you got 3 coming out through the apartments. Kerrigan missed op shot. Rain's got bodies falling on him. He holds the line for the double. But it's Kerrigan going down with nothing.
Yeah.
And Brokey removed earlier on. That spells disaster here for FaZe because it's a retake needed with Jacob on 20 health. Nade
Doesn't do anything.
That's crazy. Comes up short. Box must have given Christu the cover he needs. And if anything, that's just a sign that this one's not meant to be for FaZe Clan.
I mean, they're still in a position to walk over, but just need some kind of mistake here from the T side.
It's a huge risk to run this, but they're going to try to give it a chance. Taking a look up short, and Lelele not peeking. They start to sprint in. He's got the first trade.
Where's that
Bomb's
bomb
not
planted?
necessarily for him. It's on the other side of the box. Frozen taps it a second time. He doesn't peek
got
the
it.
gap and
Wait.
then right
Oh.
in, but not with the time. Kit
Ooh.
isn't even enough. Frozen dies after the fact. 4-1 the ECSTATIC lead and sweeping away the economy of FaZe Clan 2.
Nice try, close call. And a 5v4 on this round for FaZe. No, they lose in the end. That moment is so awkward. And I mean, you can't blame Jacob for this. I mean, maybe you can, but Jacob comes in to clear it. Maybe Broke is expecting him to stay cubby in that spot. But once the flash goes off and he doesn't see anything, he's just running back. Broken puts himself in a good spot to hold on to someone to re-peek short, but it's just a chemistry moment where it's a little too awkward.
Could cost them dearly because it's MP9s and a Mag 7 out of the gate for round 6. And it is already a vacant B-bomb site plus brackets control. There's no free rotate here. Jacob's getting killed over on short side as Nut locks it down. And while Brokey may have gotten the kill towards spawn,
Where'd he go?
Nut still fights his way out. Despite taking a Mag 7 to the back of the head for 33 damage.
Headshot, 33.
Oh, and he will hold the line. 4 up for ECSTATIC in bodies at the end of this round, but more importantly, the score.
Love to know that was just a protocol problem with that play over on Arch that previous round. Nice double here for Anna Lele.
Ooh, they can feel it now, huh? Whoop, yep. Counter-Strike hits different when you're beating FaZe Clan. It's a short list of players of ECSTATIC's caliber. that can pull one over FaZe. That's probably actually just the relief of washing off a 13-0 loss.
Oh, Frozen taking a hell of a lot of damage right there on the molly. Down to 34. Ops coming into play, hits him through the wall. Looking for more. Christu down to 45. Couple of warning shots as far as they're concerned.
Brackets approach denied. More where that came from, though, and so Jacob peeking into the next duel dies.
Uh-oh. Oh, the wrap comes through. CT's backing up a little bit. How quickly do they think TMB is going? Bomb in a spot to actually go either site. I think they want to turn this into a lurk. If TMB is going to get into spawn, they have a real chance at a split. They know it's 2-2 right now. Maybe Analele is the one who just gets aggressive. But yeah, now the bomb starts to go back.
Big duel. Timing's awkward for the CT, but he gets vision. He gets a chance. It's a chance for Kerrigan, and he will best his counterpart.
Saved it. Totally saved it.
That lets Brokey lean back into the bomb site in anticipation of this banana push. A dry walk around the corner into the sniper is going to cost ECSTATIC what could have been the 6-1 lead. They now walk away at 15 seconds. That was a huge pickup for Kerrigan because he nearly got blindsided, but between the tree and the truck, it gets a little weird, and he gets that quick glimpse of vision on TMB, just enough to react.
I think that's a really good example of where, you know, if ECSTATIC had made either decision sooner, it would have been more effective. Kerrigan gets caught off guard if he's 5 seconds earlier into the CT flank. If they wanted to make this an A split, again, it's 2-2 to sites. They could have done either one. They had a player in the end of halls. They had a player at the top of banana as well. And I think that's where you're almost sort of suffocated by your options. You have two really good things to choose. You know one of them's most likely going to work, the other one won't. You just don't know which one it is. And instead, you let the clock bleed down a little bit too much time. Kerrigan gets nervous, comes back to CT spawn, and then suddenly neither plan will work.
So the door is ajar for FaZe. Christu missed off shot.
Oh, he stayed up there.
That is an invite for Frozen to come through with the double kill. Still more utility being chucked out.
Whoa.
Frozen's taken a ton of damage from nades.
He kind of expertly avoided more damage, though, actually. And gets this nade off with his whole 8 damage. Okay.
Woo!
Gotta take the wins where you can get them sometimes. Round still
sits and wait.
Yeah, round still very possible here for ECSTATIC, but they don't have any more leads. That's going to be frustrating to see. And Kerrigan sends Frozen off. They've got a good idea of what ECSTATIC are going to try to do. Frozen's here to catch TMB if he goes spawn again. No one's coming out of hall, so this allows Bro to get to a good spot.
Easy. not expecting that kind of a challenge out of Brokey, but you give him the space, he'll take it. TMB trying to split into the site, but Brokey has drawn the line in the sand with bomb control, and on top of that, a triple.
Full control, man. That's the kind of play that they want from Brokey. Flash to the pit, but it's his smoking holes. He takes a very aggressive line, or Nut. How can he expect someone to make an aggressive spot like that when there was an op spot at a pit? He thinks he has a second to chill. They probably should have just delayed their utility set till the smoke came up in halls or something.
It's a couple of mid-rounds now where FaZe are getting the better of ECSTATIC. And it's fine margins in the round prior, but a big moment there for Brokey means op on line for FaZe.
Keep testing this early banana fight, but Analele's already hit down low.
Frozen insta-dink for 6?
You know what? I'm glad it's 6, because what was that?
That was a Mac 10 wallbang.
What was that swing?
I didn't think it could even penetrate that wall.
I'm glad that was 6. So, you know what? It should have been 5. Are you joking me?
I don't know if that was before he peaked or after, or... 6 damage for Frozen to have to stomach, no issue. What's problematic here is this bracket control. This time we've got Jacob fully committed into the corner.
Wait, oh, okay.
Brokey runs away. Jacob silently follows suit. Here's this jump going on and
I think he got
plays
spotted.
in front of the nade, but not for long. Brokey just got tagged hard for 60.
He's trying to find out how to be a part of this round right now. Jacob's wrapping around.
Rain into the pit, gonna have to do something about it. Serves up a great distraction, not to mention stellar headshot. Kerrigan challenges in through the arch. Zero with a 1v3, but the gun goes dry. Brokey's pistol's out, Kerrigan's one shot, and this clutch is still very much on.
Absolutely, Kerrigan almost died. Definitely can't just peek. That nade will miss. Oh no, they've got that volley. Oh,
Okay.
perfect retake actually.
A little bit of chaos there for FaZe Clan, swinging out through the smokes, letting Sierra get that gun back in hand, but hey, they clear him.
I thought that molly bounced back to Arch. I was like, oh my god. I think when Kerrigan went for his second swing, he's like, he doesn't realize how low he is on health right here.
Oh, he could have definitely died and put Frozen into an awkward position. Money starts to waver here for ECSTATIC in round 10. So we've got a couple deagles out on the board, coupled with 2 rifles.
Uh-oh.
Great early spam. And it's not Frozen towards Banana this time, but that early line from Brokey. Given up. Challenge through the smoke, catches Rain for 40 damage, but he'll get his nade off, and so it goes both directions. And Brokey's got first blood of round 10. Eats the flash, but there's nobody there to swing him.
You can see ECSTATIC getting a little desperate just to take some early fights. That helped them streak over on Banana. But now they've got even more of a reason to go for it. Low util, low numbers, low HP.
Certainly giving the space for the exec, but they're gonna quiet crawl. Flashbang doesn't reveal anything. One player shoots off, but 3 ready to go on the short side, plus the apartment's control coming out. Rain's gonna let them get closer, but again, this same line, the same stoppage on the approach. ECSTATIC just not able to break down the A defense. Rain thriving. Doesn't feel like he's under pressure whatsoever.
Yeah, you know, when the Elise change happened and Rain went over to Pit, it was a question of like how well is he going to do in that spot. He was comfortable sort of roaming around, playing the A site from Hunter, from Arch, from wherever he would, but with a little bit more freedom than you would have from just an anchor. But it does suit, I think, the personality that Kerrigan's referenced with him and him as an anchor, sort of just, he isn't a guy who moves very much. He is very good at picking angles. He is very good at, I think, setting up how many spots he's going to stand in one half instead of just making it free-flowing the whole time. And this looks like one of the positions where he's just like, yeah, I'll keep doing it. Why not? Already learned all these angles that I love.
It's one of those guys that plays CS as he lives life. He's just an immovable object. A boulder of a human being. Try to push your way through, and it's not happening. 9 and 5 is Rain at the moment, so A defense going well.
And one of those nades had an off trajectory, right? Some damage, but that's it.
In a sea of flashbangs, Frozen somehow recovers vision, and the CTs just keep throwing bodies at this. Brokey picked up one towards middle, but the B defense ultimately falters. It's health advantage for the retake, and a lot of utility to pull it off. If those frag grenades find and Lalele, it is over for him. He has all 3 of the kills to get into this B bomb site on the brink of an ace.
Interesting.
Sierra did it back on overpass. He locks into the new box to try to hold it, but does that make him a target for the utility?
Yeah,
You'd think so. Incendiary and a frag still to be thrown, and sure enough, now he does get put into that back corner, but the smoke covered it. They climbed up, and Lele fires through, and the front pit CT denied by Christu, a 4K from An Lay.
Almost a second ace here for ECSTATIC versus FaZe in this game. Really good try. But you know what? Screw the try. Here's the impact. 4 kills, everyone necessary. Excellent job locking down this site. That would have been his for the taking as well if there was no one else left over. He put himself in the perfect spot, I think, to win that round versus a 2 CT push. And can they find this first kill down banana? It's been the tease to get up to the half wall and then just keep getting chances to try to find unfun fights for the CT side.
CTA setup looking a little more timid. Kerrigan taking up a lot of responsibility here, and he steps into Sierra. 9 health makes the difference on that one. Jacob's feeling desperate. Time to shine, but he can't get more than just the 1 kill, and so it falls on Rain's broad shoulders yet again. Into the apartments he'll push. Nut on the other side. It's a MAC-10 versus an M4, so instant headshot bodes well, but Sierra's so deep on that arch wraparound that it's a guaranteed plant.
He scaled so quickly, man. You got to appreciate that. Now there's one waiting in mid, and Lele as a CT push comes through, but Brokey will pass by.
Brokey's
Is he gonna come back?
Brokey's made a ton of noise, so Lele ready for that peak. And now Frozen's element of surprise is the only thing that keeps FaZe's chances of tying out this
Sierra
defensive
dies.
half.
He does.
Great grenade onto the pit. Wide swing into the site. Christu finds his 8th kill over 3 maps, and that is a 7-5 ECSTATIC half. Ooh, now it's starting to feel real if you are FaZe Clan. In Jacob's debut in the FaZe jersey, it's been a difficult go of the T sides. 13-0 Dust 2 had the whole squad laughing, and it's nice to see that there are still some high spirits here, but reality is trailing by 2 with a tough T side ahead.
Yeah, I do think that they could still see a path to victory that's maybe a bit more clear than Overpass, at least here on Inferno. And for ECSTATIC, well, they got skill checked back on Dust 2. They found themselves in a good spot, but they know that no map's guaranteed. So maybe this will end in the closest game so far here in this series. ECSTATIC know if they play their best, they can make this upset happen.
Creeping up through the apartments. A lot of bodies here for the Brackets defense, but that does kind of bank on Sierra being able to hold back Apps. Great path out of Rain, but it's the trade frags that bode well.
Oh, man. ECSTATIC got to work on their pistols. Hey, that's something that FaZe has been really able to take advantage of them on. And Lelele and some of these pistols, he'll have these dualies and they'll come through and get 3 kills. So sometimes won't always result in the round, but you can definitely rain terror with these guns.
Would have loved to have had them on that balcony hold. And Lelele popped as he goes over top.
Okay.
And FaZe, it's a triple kill from Kerrigan to take a pistol. Another round of laughs and a little sigh of relief. You gotta have to play.
Yeah. Good to see them strong in that department. Kerrigan's just playing great CS right now, hitting all kinds of shots.
I mean, there was that like jumping M4 headshot that he got back on Overpass that was snappy as all hell. And, well, that P250 turnaround, we'll put that in the same category. Triple MP9 here for ECSTATIC. They may not have won pistols, but the force buys have gone their way more than once. Two of the 3 SMGs right here for the Brackets control. It's the exact setup as the pistol. Same start. Rumblings of B play gets the smoke out of that anchor. But FaZe are still tiptoeing on the brink of this stack. Same setup as the pistol for ECSTATIC. MP9's gonna be the bounce. He jumps in, Christu comes flying through. And so it is the MP9 for the double headshot. Rain gonna catch the climb up, shadow advantage. He gets the early warning and a scramble out from Arch side. They're ahead of that smoke with a bit of sight control, TMB's Galil. But Frozen presses his luck and comes through to a cleared sight.
Yeah, and he knows that they haven't gone all the way through, so he'll quickly get this bomb down. CT's running to wrap around. 2 one-on-ones. Frozen, he can be real cerebral in these moments. How's he going to figure out how to separate these fights?
Gives himself the smoke behind, considering all of the possible options of attack. Still thinking about the heavy short flank, but it is double up here. Oh, it's just a
nice
drive-by.
shot.
TMB again with one of those shots. It's the same dude who dropped the 4 damage MAC-10 wallbang.
Yeah, that's right. He knows how to line them up.
This shot looks just as slick. Galil for the win and an ECSTATIC force buy for 8.
Well, that's a wrench in the works because it's the first time I think we've seen the eco actually take place. FaZe can be great on pistols, but without the conversion, feels like a Pyrrhic victory.
Now who's laughing?
Nut.
Man. Things just got real. P250's here for FaZe. ECSTATIC on the brink of 9. talking about ECSTATIC as they have qualified for more and more BLAST events, fell short in Bounty. With a level of gameplay on Train versus Liquid they probably weren't too proud of. But it's okay, because the recovery's all good. 4 easy pickups on the bomb site. Scary for half a second, but very quickly on the scene was the support.
Connor, we're talking about a FaZe clan that has not won a tournament more recently than Stewie. That stat is still true today.
Oh, hit me with that one more time.
Stewie has won a trophy more recently than FaZe clan.
No way.
That's what they're trying to change.
Yeah, of course. And
That's what
you know,
what they're going
sometimes
for.
you've
And for a lot of people, it feels like a step in the wrong direction.
yeah, but sometimes you got to take one step back to take 2 steps forward.
You know, but unironically, you know,
Actually.
walking away from the idea of maybe more stars to just see if there's something that they can go back to in terms of chemistry. Who knows? But
I mean,
it doesn't always have to be a move that's popular. I'll say that much. You know,
Sure.
after Furia pulled off their Molodoy Yakinder situation, I think that was in the face of what they knew was going to be a lot of criticisms, but they still made a move that worked.
I mean, if you wanted a plug and play that might work immediately, you would sign a leash or a like player. And in this case, you've not done that. This is a FaZe clan that is going back a step. Because even Frozen, when he comes in from Mouse, is this very much proven entity, statistically best player on every map for Mouse. We haven't really seen FaZe go down this road for some time, since Brokey, really. And so maybe there will be growing pains. We felt them on Overpass. Right now, it's Amlalele to feel the pain because Frozen's got that fast headshot and telling them where you're at, TMB's nade well worth it. Trade frag to Frozen to keep man advantage in hand, but utility pressure just keeps on coming, as do the trade frags. You welcome the spam from Rain, another smoke out of Jacob to go down front CT, and he picks up an additional smoke as well. Are they gonna drop it on Coffin, or
He
is
needs to drop
yes,
it.
he will.
Yeah.
But again, bit of a welcoming gap on the left side of it. It'll fill out. All's good. CTs don't jump on it immediately, but they are going to come through. 3 players strong.
Not
and
bad.
Each of the FaZe players holds it back. They're not thinking Sira's also here, but he's not even thinking about the round win. Rain will hunt him down. He can smell you, and he'll one-tap to the back. FaZe Clan busts through the doors of that B site off a Frozen entry, and then lock down a post-plant man disadvantage.
Yeah, they get that extra smoke up, and it's good to see Jacob playing in the late round situations, just to see. It's not going to be something that happens all the time, but to see what it's like. It took a fair bit of utility damage. I don't think that's going to change. ECSTATIC have actually been quite good when it comes to that, but this post plan's a nice risk from Rain. They have the smokes up. ECSTATIC have actually come through smokes on retakes almost too often, I want to say. They look really well drilled, but I don't think they enjoy going for standard down to the wire retakes. Back on Dust 2, we saw how often they ran through those smokes. And so Rain's in a spot that you just don't clear in that case. If Coffins isn't smoke, he doesn't stand there. If CT isn't smoke, he doesn't stand there. So I think he found a really good option for that unique moment.
5-7 rattles. I don't know what that was.
Who was that?
Able to come back through, though.
5-7 Vato. Won't believe what I saw.
Oh, my God. Trying to hold it together here. As are ECSTATIC. Trying to stay ahead of the banana hit, but it comes at you fast again. Just hitting this strong Kerrigan's Mac-10, diving the jumping Mac-10 headshot, pushes Amlalele into despair, and the first rotate over has that 5-7 in. And so now we have the bomb plant. It's all good.
Brain's broken. Brain is broken. He's going to be scared to say 5-7 all day today, which is very fun for us. We don't know where that'll lead us.
one round closer to the tie. That's where. ECSTATIC saving to keep the 9-8 lead.
Did you just malfunction or what exactly?
I don't know what just happened, dude. Sometimes the tongue just can't keep up. I don't know what the hell that was.
That was awesome.
Terrorists win.
Could have been a stroke.
I think you're past the warranty, though.
But I think I'm back. You smell burnt toast?
Wings on a MAC-10 does just look right. It's what you're supposed to do with that gun.
Mm-hmm.
So that's obviously because ECSTATIC play all the way back. Got to be careful with the space you give up gets used against you.
Yeah, I mean, they were kind of front-facing, but they just scattered so quickly.
Yeah, that's true.
And to be fair, they didn't have a ton to hold back the offensive with. Mm-hmm. And FaZe Clan didn't give them the time to really think much. This is a little one awkward out of spawn for the USP. So the smoke is late to go down. Lucky that that site's not already taken, to be honest. And I say that like they're not about to barrel through, but...
Yeah, the CTs are here just posturing, trying to make a lot of noise, but in reality, they just wish they had better guns.
Yeah, trying to push them back to that 1M4, right? Sierra in the middle of this pack.
I like that they leave one CT over on A because, I mean, if they don't, I think FaZe are just going to figure this out. They might anyways, but... It's like so rare that you'll actually get FaZe to run into a full stack. It'll have to be a great, just something crazy from Christu, I think. Bomb's coming back. To
Yeah.
B, that is.
Kerrigan's found the P2000.
But he's running through the whole site, doesn't see anything.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, there it is. So hard to get a stack on FaZe.
So, Christu, you said it's got to be something amazing. Here we go.
He just came back to kill him, even with the bomb. He didn't have to do that.
Yeah, but he saw what FaZe did back on Dust 2, and he wanted a piece of that action.
Yeah.
Brokey gets jumped over top. MP9 could find a second victim, and that could be guns grabbed, but Sierra looking to survive as FaZe Clan are just all three players charging towards him. Nobody on the bomb. They're going to make sure that this AK cannot be maintained. They kind of lose track of him for a second.
Yeah, they're just like bloodthirsty. Don't know where he's gone off to.
Feels like they're trying to tap back into that whole Dust 2 shenanigan. And this time it will indeed be all 5 ECSTATIC players in the grave. Tied game, folks. 9-all.
Tied up. Tied up the hard way here. FaZe lost their conversion. Gave ECSTATIC a chance. Won't be anything quick once again.
Trying to keep FaZe off Banana, but they're happy to just lean back out of this one.
Yeah, they got to be careful versus Halls. They're going to be doubled up like this without anyone in pit. They're going to have to constantly watch their back. Arch wide open as well. I mean, the only option is B players come forward. Maybe.
Ooh, nice.
This actually helps.
Yep. They were ready to layer that with a second player. Only ends up taking the one. Brokey looking for the answer, and it's right there. But a missed shot. It's going to keep that FAMAS standing for the time being as we get the other B players rotating over to A in a fast scramble. Thing is, Brokey also has the bomb. ECSTATIC just saw it bottom of mid.
Yeah.
And saw nobody else with it.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. Like, I mean, it's good for ECSTATIC, but like, they have bottom B smoke full vision as well. Like, time's down now. If FaZe are going to run this up to B, this could be the right option. TMB would have to make an error here, but if he doesn't keep his guard up 100%, there is a chance.
Yeah, Kerrigan stomping his way through the arch side just feeds Sierra an easy 14th kill. Bunch of utility damage met by a smoke. You'd have to be really desperate to go through. And even Rain dying here is going to start to rack up costs that FaZe can still afford for the most part. We'll see if all 5 players get swept under the rug. Jacob was so ready to run through that smoke, but then you see Kerrigan pull the reins back, and they give double digits to ECSTATIC, who start this off by just simply winning a bit of a duel towards that B site. Frozen, exposed to 1 player in the open, crouched, had to lock into that fight, and misses.
Also, yeah, like he let Analele cross behind Car without spotting the split between that and the half wall. So that was, you know, fair enough here for ECSTATIC. They had a 2-lane setup, no one on arch, anything. They had to make something happen over at B. A standard rotation back would just not justify the risk that they took over on the A site. So they took the peek they had to. FaZe were not adequately prepared for it. Game becomes alive once again here for ECSTATIC. And ECSTATIC might now complete what was already an impressive day of CS just based on their overpass.
Oof. Here comes 3, charging for you. Doesn't look like you're gonna get away with it a second time. TMB fighting tooth and nail into the flames.
Dying while spinning here. FaZe will take over top. Banana. Oh, huge. Sarah peeks in the middle. FaZe are, of course, still ready for a lot of options. That wasn't a full commitment B. And Nutnut's got his eyes crossed trying to figure out what site to go to.
They go right back at that B action.
Yeah.
ECSTATIC were looking to sign up for similar fights as last round. What they didn't think was Frozen was bringing his full force push and a couple friends. I mean, Frozen just throws himself at the climb over Car. And so FaZe Clan instant answer to the 10-10 score we go.
We look at this game, it's already been the most impactful, I think, for Jacob, most comfortable looking. T-side to end it also makes it a little bit more interesting, for sure. They're relying on that Frozen carry from Dust too, even though that kill, that definitely helped. Brokey's looking a bit more back like Dupree wanted. Looks like this will be the toughest possible test here for ECSTATIC.
Terrorists win.
TMB really felt doomed there. He looks a little foolish as he kind of just runs back into the fire, but I mean, stick around and do what? Money's still healthy, both teams though, so we got ourselves a hell of a finish. If FaZe are going to be that willing to crank the dial in aggression when they deem fit. Just a bombardment of utility immediately offered up here by FaZe Clan, and nobody really fighting for banana control immediately. FaZe face the deep smoke. They give it up. They're instead looking to pounce on a 2-player short side. Trades back. Nutnut's got the double. And with 3 players stuck inside that mid-smoke.
Frozen came through the smoke.
He just dives into the bomb site, but Frozen looking to make a move.
Wait, he knows they're rotating. He's sending the bomb back, actually.
It's trying to get away. Arch swing denied. Frozen instant headshot, but he won't expect the next one. And Lelele gets the answer, and he can get to be ahead of FaZe.
Yes, and because Kerrigan took the long way back through alt, they didn't know what was going on at the bottom of B. Brokey will be in front, and that op shot's not there, and Lelele will get his smoke off.
Nades
But
down.
they're coming through anyways.
He hears him burning, so he should know. But he doesn't know about the second just yet. Still concerned about that arch threat.
Oh, you know they just want to just jump through this and end the round. They get really nervous in these retake situations. Here's the test for ECSTATIC. Op and play for Brokey. 17 and 12. Big impact last round. We've seen him off and on so far this series.
Shoulder to shoulder with Kerrigan, who just keeps going for that quick pop-up, looking for the confirmation, and there it is. Welcomes the wall bang back through. Kerrigan still sitting pretty on 40. Numbers evened out as ECSTATIC get closer. Only flashbangs for the retake, both of which now spent. Wide swing to Kerrigan. He gets traded. Brokey needs to nail a shot. Time ticking. Christu down. And the Opper makes the difference. FaZe evacuate that A site to find themselves a lead.
3 between Brokey and Kerrigan. And those are great shots from Kerrigan. Now he's fragging from the bottom of the board, which is actually a welcome sight for FaZe's teammates are showing up, taking over some of these responsibilities. Brokey, in terms of pushing through that smoke, pushing through that molly, getting onto the site, those are all so important. It was actually a spot where Analele could have dropped a piece of utility and goaded Brokey forward into his crosshairs. If Brokey wasn't careful, but he took the risk that I think was necessary to even have a chance in this round. Puts FaZe on 11 now. Puts ECSTATIC on a save. Man, that was close.
Man, I think Dupree's going to be happy with that one. That's the, you know, we said even if he needs that 1.1, not massive overcompensation in the rating, it's the X factor from Brokey that we need. And that was one of those moments where you just know Brokey decided, I'm going to win this round. I'm going to put us in the post plant. And when he seizes a round of Counter-Strike like that, that is where Brokey makes his bread. Doesn't have the op to play with at the moment. Frozen takes it over, low health. Now, Bomb is down on a ramp, dude. I don't want to say that there's something weird going on, but if ECSTATIC do pounce, Bomb gets separated, low health on Frozen, Brokey with a grenade out. I mean, oh, that looked jumbled for a second, and they turn their back with, again, no fire in front of these CTs. If they push this smoke.
They're trying to scare FaZe, but
wow.
yeah, okay. Yeah.
They could have, if not, they kind of play with the timing a little second extra, and FaZe Clan, ready and present, are gonna deny ECSTATIC from being able to jump in behind all 5 FaZe Clan players, just trudging along into this A site now. Brokey putting on a highlight reel with the AK this time. 20 kills to his name. Late series impact has never looked so good for Brokey to try and deny this upset, and they will have 2 map and match points to do so. And Lelele doesn't have a kit, so even if he somehow slips the net versus all 3, right now he could genuinely get past all 3 players. This, if he had a kit.
Yeah, any clue.
And a big set, he could have, but instead, they'll let him know.
Yeah, he wants to be really careful, actually. This round is not over from his perspective. He'd love to be able to hold on to this gun. Take the pressure off the economy a little bit. And they can't find him, so that's series point here, locked in for FaZe Clan. But it wasn't an all-in from ECSTATIC. They were ready to play from this position before the round started.
Before that smoke went down, which was an ECSTATIC smoke, there was that timing where the pistols could have pushed and found 2 players looking the wrong way with grenades out.
Yeah, it's just they didn't have much to work with. I think it looked weird for FaZe to see them trying to fight for bottom banana control with nothing. And
right.
I don't think they really believed anyone was there. So maybe there was a chance for the timing, but see, ECSTATIC kind of doubted it themselves.
Of course. And it fed FaZe that little bit of extra time and space to follow through into an A hit. Brokey back where he belongs on an op.
Another speed up round here. Make sure no reaggression can come in. TMB lineup, perfect.
Wow.
Takes out Jacob easily.
Needs good too for a quarter of Brokey's health.
That was so important because FaZe almost stole top brackets for free by blowing that smoke open, seeing everything, throwing the molly down. They needed some kind of response.
Whoa.
Oh, one bad peek.
Oof. Leg shot, but at least it's damage here for Christu. Having his best map of the series. And we called for his improvement. And Lelele, these both players have nades out and Frozen even in front of the wall. sitting duck, and a
Not
re-aggression.
bad.
Clean team play coming out of ECSTATIC in the dying moments of this CT side. They find a sweep of that B attack, and Rain emerging out through the apartments on the bomb recovery. This would be massive, and they're gonna stop it in its tracks. And Lelele with a triple kill, trying to get back to the formula that won his team overpass.
I mean, yeah, we've got a lot of cool stories on this team, but Lele, I think he's had the best series so far. Very, very impressive across these maps. I think from the perspective of just like how much confidence he's playing with and just critical moments on rifle rounds. Here's a great push. Well-supported push, though, mind you. Flash is excellent from Chris2. Everything on the timing front is good. Lines up with the way that ECSTATIC have been playing. Very tactical play style so far. This one goes to round 24.
Double nades right into the pack. Chris2, first blood, more util damage. Fire in front of that one.
Wow, Kerrigan, 3 HP. Jacob, 15 HP.
I mean, they just tanked that damage, thinking they were going to get up Banana for much less than that. It wouldn't be FaZe if they didn't 13-0, only to go to overtime map 3.
Yes, that's right. It was written.
This is why you FaZe fans cheer for this team, because the entertainment value constantly at max.
And I did to be careful. You know, the HEP bars are something, but at this point, without top banana control, we've seen what happens in spots like these. 2 entries, and then boom, it's a post plant, then boom, it doesn't matter. You can't find the guys who got into the site in the first place. And if ECSTATIC are going to be at any little bit concerned and not go back and take over bracket control, not go into halls, not push off of Arch,
right,
the rotations are going to be slow.
Yeah, there is a certain timidness to ECSTATIC at the moment.
Yeah.
There's another smoke as well inside this B site. TMB to play in front of it, finds a lineup on Frozen. And Lelele eats the flash, cleans up Jacob, and TMB pressures smoke. Kerrigan, 3 health. More enemies than HP. Make that now equal. Flashes get a little awkward there for a second, and Chris2's gonna tease him. Kerrigan's gonna go for another duel, and the nade's got his name on it. We go overtime map 3.
Let's go.
Of course.
Of course, they actually have done it. They've made it go to OT. It's a solid sort of both halves from both teams. I think we've seen some great rounds so far. It's like the most even one as well. It's not like we just had totally absent T size like we saw in Overpass. It's not the 13-0 that we got on Dust 2. A good showing to go out on. TMB, excellent last round, and overall his utility damage has been just extraordinary.
Oh my god, the aggression here is just...
Nuts.
Yes. yeah. Insanity to swing for that in the first of OT, but hey, okay. Try to leave your mark on the round. Instead, you are nothing but a smear inside of the apartments.
Careful with that one. It's a 5v4, but it is a Jacob low, Frozen low type of situation. But when we saw that last setup, you know, you start to wonder, are ECSTATIC a little bit too concerned to keep playing the round if they get an advantage? What are they gonna do now that they're down to 4? They have to scout a little bit. They have to find a way to get back into this. Otherwise, well, FaZe know what to do with the info.
Smoke ahead of the pack, 45 seconds, and the waiting game begins.
Yeah, round can't revolve over just one tactic. TMB has been excellent with utility, but there's no more left. Lele and him have no utility to work with here on B side.
But there's a smoke still on A on Sierra. At 25 seconds, he could drop it on short. Instead, he goes for the duel. Oh, he does still shave Rain off the round. Chris2's got to deliver, and he will. Sierra's dead. Pit's clear. Chris2 pinned into the corner, gets bested by Brokey, and at 12 seconds, Bomb planted. Kerrigan ready as they round the corner of Library. Frozen with a sharp angle deep into the head. And now Anlalele, 23 kills to his name, softens up 2 players on site. This is one of those winnable 1v3s, but instead Brokey instantly hits the line. And so that rock back into the A site is FaZe's lead.
It's really good. What didn't seem like there was a way to respond, and because I think the last round of regulation was ECSTATIC getting tons of utility damage early on, basically ending the round off of TMB's nades over on B. They kind of ran it back, and then you're left with a position where halfway through the round, it's actually FaZe with a 5v4. Now there's no utility left at all for the CT side, and they're too afraid to do anything. It ends up being FaZe working the B site as they're hitting A at the exact same time. The rotations are a little slow. The op has to opt from the back of the site as his first option, instead of having room to breathe and multiple fallback positions. They gave FaZe way too much space.
Smoked out of the early avenues. Plenty of time still, though. FaZe know it. They'll group up behind this mid flash, and they're going to come through a little early, trying to play with a quicker tempo. We've got 4 players here for ECSTATIC. There is a bloodbath being queued up in the second round of overtime. TMB out from the corner as the fire spreads his feet. Sierra tries to slide into brackets. It gets away from him. The pressure remains. And Lelele down to 18 health.
They keep it coming. Nut. He's not had a great map so far. He could save it. Here from Pit.
Gets into the cover. They're looking up towards that balcony, thinking his position is higher than it is. Brokey's gonna find what was left of Anlalele, and the Pit player holds. Nut's got his double. It's a Brokey clutch demanded of him in 40 seconds of play, and the op is already on the angle. Christu has to hit those shots, needs to make up for lackluster maps 1 and 2, and he'll do so to tie an OT.
It's never too late. It's never too late. That's what you say from Nut here in Pit. He gets his 2K. It's so important. I also think this is the added pressure coming in, and Alele, who was peeking off of Arch, trying to really rotate in hard and help out. This was causing distractions. They couldn't find him inside a Pit. He moved over to Big Pit a lot earlier than that, and I think this helped him, get into a really comfy spot for that 2K. So, great answer back here for ECSTATIC. One more CT attempt here in this first half of overtime.
Again, knocking on the door of early A presence. Not smoked out like last round, because maybe they want Christu with the action. Haven't really seen an op on short side. It rattles off!
Oh.
They line up for Sierra.
Oh, that's beautiful.
One of those golden opportunities for him to recover. Damn near breaking even. 21 kills to his name, and this slow crawl down B from Anlalele.
They're gonna get this though.
Oh, Kerrigan finds him head turned and through
That's
the
a
smoke.
mistake, Anlalele.
No way. TMB also trying to get ahead of it, but then Frozen is steps ahead of where Anlalele dies from. And so suddenly this 4 versus 3 has become a very comfortable position for FaZe Clan. They're gonna find a vacant B bomb site. Brokey, does he hear the approach? Did they run a little too long? With confidence, he puts that off back behind the flank. And Nut's Pit play last round was big. This clutch would need to be bigger as he loses a third to the nade on the approach. At the very least, he's got the kit to play around with. Kerrigan over towards the coffins, holds the line for Frozen to just creep behind Nubox and wait. He comes over top, catches him on the climb. Mistakes made in overtime could damn well cost ECSTATIC.
Yeah, just a touch overzealous on the push. It's impossible to know. We have, perfect map info. They don't, but as we saw with that flank around, just supporting through a natural rotation instead, or just chilling at the bottom of B, maybe that was the key option after Sierra gets that 2K. Oh, look how close that is. It jumped right into his arms.
And TMB's playing off of Kerrigan's positioning, thinking that he can get through that smoke before the ramp player emerges, but
Yeah.
Frozen is 5 steps faster.
Again, hard to always know. Can criticize them for moving too
Ouch.
slowly, criticize them for being overzealous here and there. Sometimes you're just trying to play the best CS, but you can't see the best option. Nature of the game. But It's 14-13 now in favor of FaZe. The pressure is back on ECSTATIC. We'll get a second chance at this first half. We go back to that again. They only got 5 CT rounds, but obviously they could have done better. These warm-up rounds are going to be huge, especially when they're trying to onboard a new player like Jacob. The weakest point for this lineup maybe would have been the beginning of this game. That's huge. I mean, that's what we saw Lily make that push to the half wall every round, basically. Every time he could get a chance to go and fight Frozen, he would do that. So it's the first time that FaZe become the aggressors in this situation. They do it right off the bat.
FaZe evolving quickly. Brokey had a shadow advantage for the nut peek. And Rain already sees Sierra trying to crawl along the van, but I guess Kerrigan doesn't get the memo fast enough. And so now you're looking to get this recovery so that Kerrigan doesn't die in vain. 3v5 turned 3v4. And Frozen, half health, solo B-hold. Feels like TMB wants revenge, but he's gonna have to cautiously clear all of this. That could give the time that Jacob needs to move over with that fresh kit of utility. He's got the full belt for FaZe Clan at 40 seconds. And a few warning shots will indeed get that second defender over. But is there anything really behind this? It's a smoke for the cross. TMB picks up a second smoke, doesn't use the Molotov, and they're gonna go 3 versus 2 into this A bomb site. Brokey in the back corner, Rain first towards Pit.
They have no choice.
Molotov for Rain, he's gonna get just burnt out. Down now to 30 health, smoke in front of the van. They figure out Brokey's position. Bomb is on the truck. Rain just gets burned out. Jacob's already in through the wall bang. No time for the plant, no time for the round win. Christu goes for the kill, but with nobody prioritizing plant, this one goes up in smoke.
They actually crumbled a little bit right there. I mean, we're looking at Rain standing in that molly because there's literally no time for them to sit back like they did and wait for someone to peek on the site. He was free to take all that damage because at that point in the round, all they had to do was stay alive, and ECSTATIC was slowly have no chance to get that plant down. So, oof. Looks like FaZe have them now against the ropes. 2 rounds up again, just like in regulation. We haven't seen ECSTATIC make tons of mistakes like that this game, and I just want to make that clear. But the pressure is obviously going to be mounting right now when there's a real chance to win. They played great CS today. We've seen lots of awesome moments. But that was the first crack, I think, that we've witnessed.
Christu versus Brokey. We could get it queued up here.
Again, careful with that clock on T side. It's always working against you.
Christu lets him know he is right there on the edge, and Brokey will be to take this line in response. Rain to his left, 2 players over towards Arch. There is no worry for Brokey.
Yeah.
Locked in on the line. But the duel's just not coming. At 40 seconds, they decide to rock this back towards Banana.
Yeah, I think this seems clear as day to FaZe. They're going to make it over with a lot of utility to spare. Yes, there's only 2 players in this spot. But soon enough, Jacob will make his way over to.
3 frags for the pack, though. If they want to try to burst that smoke open and pounce, they can.
Actually, he hasn't moved yet. Maybe there is a chance here for them to get in.
Going for the execute. Frag grenades to follow. Frozen challenging from CT with just one. A team nade is not what they can afford at the moment.
Damn.
That just blows apart the upset here for ECSTATIC. On the hunt for double overtime, a bomb plant maybe. Spam doesn't find him. Still a small chance. As Christu has struggled throughout this series, his best map here and now, but it's got to be his best moment as well. CT's line up, and that will be the end of it. FaZe Clan survived the test with the Jacob debut, a 13-0 in the middle of this series, and a hell of a test offered out by ECSTATIC. A tip of the hat to Andlalele, to Sierra, 2 consecutively good maps. And that is something to be impressed by, and their road is not over. Lower bracket here for the Blast Open London, but FaZe Clan's Day 1 feature